Welcome to Axe to Grind, the hardcore podcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Bob.
And I'm Tom.
And we are going to get into a...
Why are you talking like Irish? This isn't fucking NPR.
You want me to get excited? Oh, fuck it. I'll get excited. All right, we're going to get into some shit today, folks.
You see that? What is that thing that AOC got accused of doing when she...
Well, code switching is...
Code switching, yeah. You did. Tom just code switched you. He's like, yo, switch out of that.
She really did that shit.
I don't know what that means.
She really did that
when
shit.
You switch to like a more urban tone if you're speaking to a more urban audience.
Oh.
Right.
That's what that's called.
Well, so...
It's like a new... or it could be applied to anything. Like
anything.
If I was like, hey, Kentucky, what's up, y'all?
Right. So you'll hear it.
Some of it comes naturally if you're in a place.
Almost
for a while,
always,
you know?
for almost
But
everybody.
I mean, that's like if you had that accent at one point.
No.
But if you try to get like, it's the equivalent of like getting hood to somebody because you're African American.
Yeah.
I'm not, but let me talk to you.
Let me presume you speak away and relate
It's
to you
so
on that
fucking-
level.
yeah.
So
I had that happen at work.
Yeah?
By someone like that, like controls our like contract, and like she spoke to like an older African American woman and a younger Latin dude, and she kind of like
Code switch.
Did the
you know what I'm saying? Like, and they were like. Wait, ma'am, I'm a 53-year-old African American woman from like South Carolina. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here, right?
So here's the thing. I was actually very sympathetic to AOC.
Me too.
Because she definitely did it, and it was corny and it was obvious. But like, it is hard to speak in front of people and not try to relate to them.
And
at all.
you know what I want to say? I don't think it was definitely obvious.
Yep.
It was definitely happened. I don't think it was conscious.
No.
I think it was subconscious in
I
the
feel
way
like
that's
the other
like,
stuff is conscious. Her trying to speak like prim and proper.
which you're
You're from New York, as educated as you may be.
Yeah.
We sound like fucking idiots.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like, I think her like when I'm having to really kind of like, and then I put on this, you know, like
when you're
I don't do
glassing.
that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Have you seen Hillary Clinton do it?
Oh yes, the clips of it is really rough.
Did she call somebody girlfriend?
No, she does basically like a Martin Luther King voice. It's really fucking bad. But anyway, but yeah, Tom.
Oh, because he does this, and then I'm going to ball. Yeah.
Yes.
It's really rough.
Yeah.
She's doing like a
She
letter
sucks
from
in
a
Hero,
letter from a Birmingham jail or some shit. Like, but here's the thing. Just so we're clear, code. It is code switching, right?
Yes, code switching.
So you'll hear it applied really specifically to like to matters of race, but it applies to everything. You know what I mean? Like it's just
right. Like if you're you're in Atlanta and you go like, "Hey, man."
Yeah, you just got modes of talking.
Yeah.
I'm told that I am less successful than I could be because I fail to do this with any real measure. You know what I mean?
We got asked. A listener who I think has kids was like, "Oh, I've heard Easton a couple times. He should be on the podcast." I'm like, I don't think he's that interested. I was like, you can listen to his podcast that he does, but then he's like, "Oh, it'd be great to hear Easton interview Patrick." And I was like, well, when they interacted, I didn't reply, but here's your reply. When they did interact, I think Easton was real weird about Patrick's aura, which is, hello, child.
Yeah.
I'm unsure of you.
Yes.
And I also think he didn't believe that you actually like comic books. So we'll have to work on that next time.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Was that Easton in the background? I didn't think so.
When?
I
On
think
the last
he was
episode?
referring. That person
On
was
the Patreon?
referring.
No, it was the sound. That was the Whole Foods.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It sounded like him.
You want to
and I
know?
was like,
You want to know what a good child I have? When we had to record that, Amanda was out of town. I was like, Easton, I have to record a podcast at 8:00. It's like 7:15.
stare at the corner.
No, we finished dinner. I was like, go up, brush teeth, wash face, come back. We do breath check, make sure he brushed his teeth, and then he went up to bed by himself.
That's cool.
Good kid.
Yeah, but he was building a bomb when he was up there.
Maybe. No, he was building the Rue suit 2.0. No, 4.0, which is he makes a Iron Man suit for his stuffed animal kangaroo. Which is
shit.
amazing.
It's really cool.
See, I don't want a kid that smart.
It's just-
Yo, Endgame.
Endgame.
Oh,
Fine,
okay,
so-
yeah. Let's talk. We haven't gotten to talk about
No.
this. You saw it.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
It was cool.
It was fun.
movie.
It was a little. I didn't need to be 3 hours. I saw it in California by myself
Nothing
nice.
needs to be
at like
3 hours.
noon.
California movie experience. If it's a hot day, you go in and it's nice and cool.
Yeah.
It's
It was
really
cool.
nice. It's really nice.
I really liked it.
It's in my view, it's better than a New York summer experience in the movies because
You don't come out to the pain.
when you go, I suffer from a thing. If I'm sweating and then I go into a cold spot, I'm the least happy person. I'd rather be in the sun
You're
dying.
chilling.
Because, I don't want to die of a chill. Anyway,
Yeah, it is.
so should we have sponsors? We should talk about them, right?
We got sponsors.
Alexia onion rings. No, sorry.
There might be one if I can get that.
Oh, that'd be great. Sponsor time. Let's talk about our buddies,
Okay.
our old friends, Run
Yes.
for Cover Records.
Long time.
Long time, good friends, and they got a lot of stuff coming out.
Yes, they do.
As a Run for Cover recording artist,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about something new
First,
or something old. Dig in the bag.
Firstly, let me tell you that this is your warning. This is your warning,
Here's
Jeff
your
at Run
warning.
for Cover.
Here's your-
Tom at Run for Cover. This is your warning. I'm
Dean
coming into
at
your
Run for
offices
Cover.
soon, and I'm going to pitch you on the most insane record that you put out this year. And I think you're going to say yes.
Is it something that you're involved with?
Yes.
Is it War Profiteer?
No, but no, it's just it's an odd record that I think they're going to be in favor of.
A self-defense
Don't spoil
record,
it.
obviously.
I won't ruin it.
Don't spoil it.
So here's the deal.
Oh, boy.
I just listened to
Spoil it so I know not to.
I just listened to a single song.
So I can order it and just hold on to the record. I'll give you the money for it. I'll use the code. Don't even bother. Save the shit. Save the postage.
I just listened to a single song by Katie Day, who, so far as I can see, is their most recent signing.
Okay.
Just happened this past 2 weeks ago.
I like the name. Very happy.
Now,
Nice name.
I want you
I'd
to
pay money for that name, actually.
Katie
Seriously.
Day,
Great
You
name.
could be a teacher. You could be an attorney. You could be anything.
anything.
President.
You could be president.
Here is a weird take. I saw this write up on this artist, and I didn't know a thing about this artist. To be honest, I still don't. I just heard the one song. But have you ever seen somebody's face and you go,
Yeah.
I think I'd relate to this person?
Absolutely.
Now, I have a disconnect where there's a lot of people, like musicians' faces, when they get announced, I go, I could never relate to this person. Fuck this motherfucker, right? With Katie Day, I said, I bet Katie Day and I could hang out. You know,
Why?
right?
What about her face?
It just looks like she's seen some shit. You know what I mean? It looks
That's
like
what I knew it was going to be. Not like she has a very welcoming smile.
no,
you-
she doesn't smile so far as I can tell.
Let's do this. Google KT Tunstall.
Okay, KT
Love her.
Tunstall.
Tunstall. Tunstill.
Yeah.
What's her
okay.
song?
Woohoo!
Oh yeah. Woohoo.
Okay,
Right.
so
I saw her open for Kevin Devine.
Really?
Yeah, at like
All right. How about her?
the living room.
do I like this person's face?
Yes.
Am I a dick if I say not all that much? Is that
Okay.
all right?
She got a great Scottish accent.
All right. Now Google Kelvin Cato. KELVIN CATO.
Oh, hold on. You lost me. I'm not a cop.
I'm not a cop.
KELVIN CATO.
CA. Yep. Okay.
Okay. Can you relate to his face?
100%.
Yeah, I think so.
100%.
What about Pascal Siakam?
Oh yeah, Spicy P.
He looks like he's pissed off that he's waiting for a bus with me.
He likely is.
There's certain faces that I just connect with, right?
Of course.
And sometimes
Katie Day, Kelvin
Katie.
Cato. Yes.
Yes.
KT Tunstall.
not
Less
as much.
so.
Not
Yes.
as much. And so I checked out this person's music, right? Because I like their face. And
Good reason as any.
yeah, fuck it, whatever. And it is so you know when like old fucking dudes like me use words like electronica, you know what I mean? Like it just sounds
Yes.
fucking dumb. It's not that, but it is in the. Oh, look at that! We got the vegan onion rings.
Take one,
Ooh, I can't. They're hot. I'll fuck with it in a minute. I'll fuck with it in a minute. It is. It is layered and affected and very solo feeling without being solo guitar. Does that make sense? Where it feels very much like a full expression of a pure weirdo. So I am in the same way that we liked Nicole Dollenganger for just being like, wow, this is all in, isn't it? You know what I mean? This Katie Day record so far, based on the one song I heard, is all in.
Good UK code switch with that in it.
In it.
So One thing I hope we encourage because of our affiliation with Run for Cover is that, in 2019, there's almost nothing as hot as having a well-rounded musical palette. Oh, yeah. So this is your chance to, if you're just spinning the same classics, check out this shit. It's cool. They got a lot of new stuff coming. And spade is spade. Not all of it's for me.
Nah.
And one of the cool things about Run for Cover is they know that's all good. They know, but put a light on it. Check some of this shit out. You're going to go to runforcoverrecords.com, go to the web store, put some stuff in your cart. You're going to enter the promo code, say it all together.
Axe to grind.
And you're going to want to
spell it out.
And you get 15% off.
15.
It's crazy.
Let's take the Mass Pike all the way out.
I'm getting on 90, bro.
Okay. All the way out. Longer drive than you think it is.
It is a longer drive than you think.
It really is. And you don't cross the Hudson when you need to get to closed casket activities.
No,
but you get close. Closed casket activities, our buddies, doing big things in the 2019
and the 2020.
Oh,
and
shit.
beyond.
And beyond. Down that fucking Toy Story 5 shit.
Wow.
So, Tom, tell us about some closed casket activities.
They just released a 12-inch of remixes from that most recent Harm's Way record, Posthuman. It's called, it's Posthuman without the vowels. So it's Sherman.
Yeah.
Sherman. It's not the whole record, but it's a decent portion of the record remixed. It's
by various different people remixing the songs.
Yes, I can tell you who they are. Well, speak of the devil, and the devil appears. Justin Broderick from Godflesh. Andrew Nolan from Intensive Care. The Endless Blockade and Column of Heaven. And Sanford Parker from Mirrors for Psychic Warfare Corrections House. The release includes a reimagined version of the track Unreality by their very own bassist, Casey Soik. It's vinyl, one-time pressing, 999 copies by Closed Casket Activities. So get at it. It's four songs. You got some electric blue and black pinwheel, some electric blue splatter, green, blue, white merge.
Really nice layout on that record.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That cover is just
really nice, and it pulls the elements from the album. So that's what I like to do as somebody who buys records. If you buy records, something that's really cool is, okay, this is connected to the LP Posthuman. It's not the same layout, but it works together. Companion piece. Yes. That's cool. Fucking cool aesthetic. Big shout out on that. Closed Casket also recently signed the band Portrayal of Guilt. Little left to center for Closed Casket's current roster. However, being privy to some information, they are doing lots of cool shit this year.
That's dope.
And it's going to be dope. I think it's really cool. We all know dude who does Closed Casket. He's got a broader palette than we like to give him credit for in our chats.
Not just integrity.
Yeah.
No. And it's really cool. And I think people are seeing how much he does for his bands and what it means when you work with him and what you can see. And there's no one else in the game who I think does it like he does. I think it's impressive, and you can look at the bands he works with and see where they were before they worked with him and where they are right now, and how many ever go anywhere else, to be honest.
Very compelling point that people love to work with him.
Great dude. So shout out closedcasketactivities.com, enter the promo code
Axe to Grind,
and you're going to want to
spell it up.
10% off. Thank you to our other sponsors, Deathwish Inc., deathwishinc.com, Triple B Records, triplebrecords.limitedrun.com. 10%, spell it out, Axe to Grind, you know the deal. But hey.
Okay, yeah.
Whoa.
Hey, can I get
in on this?
Yeah, hey.
Are you excited that you know that very well now?
No, it's depressing.
Are you excited that it's now like your thing?
No,
like,
no, not at all.
Did you see Cheap Shot Party, the wrestling account, also hardcore guy, obviously, made a video of Brock Lesnar dancing to that song?
Enters the ring almost perfectly lined up with, hey, can I get on this? And then puts a boombox up to his head. And it's like, boom, and starts skanking.
No, stop.
It's really good. Also, did you see the Hayley Williams video of her singing "It's Okay If He Sings Off Key"? It's some cool, cute little video, and I watched it. Yeah, exactly.
You're getting shipped, bro.
I know. I think it's time.
Maybe she was singing Weed Pen.
Is she single? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it then.
Text. Shoot her a quick text right now.
I got a mouthful of onion rings. She can.
Yeah, she definitely
can hit
would
me
love
up.
you with a mouthful of hot onion ring.
If she can love you at your mouthful of onion rings, she can love you at your drug
Juice
church
cleanse.
headliner.
Yeah.
Yo, this is no disrespect to.
Now you can't go to Tennessee because that's where she lives.
She's got
that's the reason.
She's got the Dixie Mafia.
Tennessee is the reason.
The Dixie chick's gonna come for you.
So
Ooh, 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 ooh.
no disrespect. I don't mean to say I have low standards because you've seen I really date infrequently, and when I do, it's pretty serious and all that. But like, I will go on a date with anybody. I like going on dates. I think dates are fun as fuck. So yeah, I'll go on a date with her name. What's her name?
Look at you. Just I'll take one for the team.
If it's
bro.
not a Big Bang Theory reference, he's out on
Yeah,
it. So.
yeah. I don't know who it
Dick.
is.
Bazinga.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go on a date. I mean,
Fucking gross. All right.
Shelton,
Somebody
let's
I
move.
know once was like, sort of thought they liked Bazinga show, Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo. And then the next day I had like a serious talk. And he's like, well, I don't really like it. It's just like if it's on, it's kind of funny. I'm like, yeah.
I'll be honest. My father and my sister would watch that two
Men and a Half Baby. Or whatever.
Yeah, something like, that's not it though. Is it?
No.
Two Men and a
the-
Baby.
What's the
2.5 Men.
2.5 Men. And I'll be honest, wasn't painful. I got through it. You know what I mean? I could.
What's
be
the
in
one
same-
You know
with the-
why? Because it's got fucking Charlie Sheen,
Yes.
who's a troll just like you. There's a through line to all of this.
What's the
We got
show
Tiger
with the two broke girls? Fine. Cool
Yeah,
show.
but that one girl's like a beauty queen. I could watch her do anything.
Which?
The thick girl, whatever her name is.
Kat Denning.
Yeah,
Kat Denning.
Yeah.
it's a good-looking woman.
Shout out.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Triple B, we're gonna play a song. Exclusive premiere. Yo, a lot of music for y'all today. Hit them with the classic horns. Let's give it.
Am
to
I
'em.
allowed to? Is anyone going to
Give
talk
it
shit
to 'em
about
real.
me on?
Hey, can I get on here once?
I'm
The classic.
I'm hammering these onion rings. Anybody want
I think
these
I'm
onion
putting more in. I just put more in.
Oh, you get it. You kill those.
Put the whole
Those are
bag
you.
in.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
All right, go
Getting
on.
my
We're air
onion ring
frying.
bag.
Abuse of Power, LP, What on Earth
Can we do?
Can We Do? Coming out end of this month on Triple B Records. We got a song. It is called May 1st. We're going to play it now.
Actually, now we are. Okay.
Solid start.
I wasn't crazy about this band, but I feel like the two songs that I've heard from this new record, I like so much.
Way better. Huge
I'm not
step
crazy,
forward.
right?
No.
So
I think they also took an unexpected turn.
yeah, that might be
Sonically.
right.
Maybe not unexpected, but just upgrade.
It reminds me of Skip. from 30 Point.
A lot. But I don't think that was that the comparison earlier.
I don't
Not
think so.
really, right?
No.
Am I stupid?
No, I don't
Have I
think
not
so.
been? I've seen this band live, and I haven't given them maybe a total fair shot, despite the fact that they play a lot of shows and profile shows. Yeah, that's some good stuff, right?
There's Skip, there's modern stuff. I mean, I made the comparison earlier. It sounds like something from 2006 to 2010.
Is that rival? Is that rival?
Rivalry, West Coast shit. It
Yeah.
sounds a little bit like Sinking Ships if you want an honest comparison.
How weird is that? That I bet that these dudes probably
Never.
I mean, they might have heard us, but I just don't know if it's where they. I don't think they think.
No, I think, and you know what? Probably they're pulling from the same pool.
Yeah.
You know?
So the other single had to my ear, a much higher level of musicality than the previous one.
Totally agree. And I'm hearing that, I like that song maybe a little better than this one, but I'm hearing it on this song too. Like, they're just better. Drumming's really nice on this song.
So, along with Milspec, what do we call this? Like, this to me is also good length on this. By the way, it's just under 2
50?
minutes. Yeah, great.
Perfect.
So what are we calling that? That's like we keep going to the turning point bag, but that's not it. But what is that when you are clearly a hardcore band? You're not an emo core band, even in the respect that Revolution Summer is. You know what I mean? But you are. You're breezy, dude. You're not bringing anybody's day down with your fucking harsh tunes. You know what I mean? Like it's
Instead.
Oh,
Well,
okay. Instead brings me down a little
But
bit.
instead, yeah, I think maybe musically some instead. Instead's lyrics get in the way of a lot of things.
But
for me,
I think
you
they're
know?
breasy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I'm not.
It's straightforward. It's straightforward hardcore with a melodic lean. You know, it's.
But what separates that from like the intangible going one step further into either something that we call like would you call this melodic hardcore?
I think I could. Yeah,
You
at
could,
this point now.
but would you jump to that?
I think now with this LP, it's melodic hardcore.
Okay, interesting.
I don't think I would have jumped there, but it's that term changes. But I think when you say melodic hardcore,
I feel like it's
has anyone ever called Touche Amore melodic hardcore? Maybe at the very beginning,
so interesting conversation.
right?
Hardcore kids do not call them that.
No.
However, broader music press does.
Yes.
And that's why I don't.
You don't want to get it confused for entry level
Right.
people or people new to come.
Right.
And I mean, there's people who call much more metallic stuff melodic hardcore
Yes,
too.
that's weird.
You know, it's a different strain.
Halud.
Shahloud gets
Yep.
called melodic hardcore, and it's not the same sound. But this is like straightforward melodic hardcore in that vein that Turning Point was. Like I think it starts in the late 80s time frame where it was like, yeah, oh, we like the melodic stuff of Rev Summer. We pull in some elements from punk stuff like Vision is a good example.
Okay,
Four Walls
yep.
Falling, some of this stuff where it's like late 80s, it's clearly got some fast, it's got some trotting beats, but it's not Youth of Today. It's
Right.
not Judge. It's not Youth Crew shit either. Turning Point's LP is a huge change from their early shit. Their demo and 7-inch. There's people who ride for that so hard.
Not this guy.
No, I don't either. Particularly, I think some of it's okay, but it's clearly second rate, still straight.
See, that's interesting because I didn't, you have a much more open heart for that
Sure, yeah.
material. So I didn't know if you would advocate for it, but you can recognize that it's just not.
No, and like
Quite there.
there's the song. What's the song? To Lose. It's like cool. You know, there's some people who think that's top of the pops for this stuff.
Yeah, that's weird.
But
I don't know.
I get it.
But
I get
honestly,
it too.
I don't know what else to put there.
Well,
though.
so here's it begets a larger conversation I don't know we're going to have today. That is, there's a difference between Youth Crew stuff and the other, like, straight edge hardcore that's kind of inspired by it. Because I was listening to some of this shit not long ago, but like if you listen to the Judge 7-inch and something like Project X, you can hear like, oh, these are the same musicians. This stuff really sounds the same. But then if you put either of those bands next to Turning Point, it's like, oh, this is way different.
Yeah.
Even if you put it next to something like Wide Awake, which is on Schism, it's like, oh, this is really different. So anyways, Turning Point goes more melodic, Four Walls, all that kind of stuff, more melodic. And I think that started a more melodic hardcore thing where bands who start in a more straightforward sound can transition into this pretty easily when they're looking to expand their sound. And some do it really well, and others do it poorly. And I think Abuse of Power actually is doing it on this LP extremely well. I think they're converting people who were meh before, which is a hard conversion.
I'm one of them.
Right. It's easier to convert a straight up hater, in my opinion, who's just dismissing you to the person who's listening and is like, yeah, this just isn't catching me. Eh.
I think it's so, like, one of my favorite things in all of music is when somebody puts out a hot record and people can't deny it. I think that's so fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you were a hater before? Oh, you're a low-key ambivalent hater? You know what I mean? Which is my preferred type of hateration in 2019. Like, but now, what do you got to say?
Converting apathy to appreciation is crazy. Crazy.
So I'm actually kind of psyched on this one.
Me too. Excited for it. Full stream later this week. Bam, bam.
Oh wow.
So check this out. Play it around. Mosh in your room. The
Sure.
whole bit.
Okay, so a thing that we should probably talk about because it's is it announced now?
No, it's Tuesday morning right now as you're listening to this, or Tuesday afternoon, or Wednesday. But it's being announced on Thursday, I believe. Thursday, June 13th, which is, so today's the 11th,
Okay.
thereabout. We're recording this. We all got up super early to record this on June 11th, just so you guys would wake
Yeah,
up to something.
it's
Or all of our folks across the world, maybe they're getting out from work. Maybe they're in the future, like Australia.
Okay.
Can you tell me what happened the next
Yeah.
day? That'd be kind of cool. So we're going to do a Back to School Jam 2019 first announcement.
Tell us more.
We are the first media conglomerate to have this announcement.
Wow, so this is what we call an exclusive.
Love that.
It's an exclusive.
Okay.
This will be supposedly, allegedly,
Okay.
the last back to school jam.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Stop your lies.
Yeah, so it's been going since 2014. What, the first one was the last Mongo show,
That might be right.
which was
Something like that.
wild.
Yep.
It was like fucking 17,000 people there or something.
I'm going to say this just because people get mad when I say it. Mongoloids, one of the better live acts of their era. Hit me with the tweets. Go ahead. Bring it on.
Well, now that someone was coming for the name.
Bring it
20
on.
years after the fact.
Wait, somebody was mad at fucking...
Big mad at
Who is this person?
Who?
Who?
I know someone posted like a
you?
flyer, and it was one of those ugly fucking like
Yeah, sure. Of the
2000
era.
like
Yeah.
everything's gold lame and
Yeah.
fucking shitty. And someone was like, "Yo, can you imagine that band not getting canceled immediately or something?" And then it started making the rounds. So this was like Back to School Jam, obviously the tribute to the stuff that they were doing up in Boston and Framingham and
Yeah.
everywhere else around there, which went on from 97 to 2002.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Sorry. When I first encountered this Back to School Jam, I was so out of it that I thought that Back to School Jam just ran continuously, and I didn't notice for a few
They
years.
like bought the name
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
No, there was like 12 years between. Who booked? Who was that up in? Was that
Larrabee.
Larrabee. Those are pretty. I mean, the Back to School Jams up there, pretty legendary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking
For
American
sure.
Nightmare set, the Hatebreed coming in last second to help out and fucking headline. We got to play with Pat's favorite band at one of them. We got to play with Dropkick Murphys. Dropkick Murphys, Dropkick Murphys, Blood for Blood, and Converge. It's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
I mean, very.
It was amazing though.
Very
it was so
local.
Cool.
Yeah.
So cool. So this year, the final Back to School Jam will be occurring. We should. We went on such tangents. We apologize. So Back to School Jam 2019. It is happening Saturday, September 7th, at the White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Same spot as last year. Nice
Same spot as last year.
Good spot.
Yeah.
And
Cool
who's
venue.
playing it though?
First announcement.
The very first announcement, the ones with the X's near them.
Okay.
Bob, would you like to do them?
The
you
hardest
should.
bands
You
all
should.
have X's in front of their names.
That's right. Opening up the night, the day and the night is also there.
The day.
The day
Fence
and
cutter.
the night.
Okay. I like that Fence Cutter
Amboy.
demo we listened to. That was
Sup.
good.
We'll have to skip those two because they're second. Abuse of Power.
Okay. We
Well,
just listened to that new shit.
Their LP will be out.
Really good.
They'll be rocking it. Higher Power from the UK.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey mates. Hey lads.
Crikey.
Whatever people say.
I just, whenever there's a UK band, I just ascribe them to whatever location I just learned about in the UK. So we're going to say they're from Cheltenham.
Cheltenham. I don't think they are. I think they're from Leeds, but whatever. Division of Mind.
Okay. Yeah. DOM.
Here's I don't know. This is going to go over like a fucking fart in a phone booth. Drug Church.
Ooh.
Wow, that was a first appearance in Jersey City.
I'm ready to rip
Is
that one
this
out.
your first time playing Jersey City?
That sounds accurate.
Is it your first time playing Jersey?
No, that can't be accurate.
No,
No,
you
we
played.
played this.
Played Asbury Park.
Asbury Park.
Oh, that's right. Fiddlehead making their
Oh.
return, which I'm very excited.
Sequel.
They were the show stealers from last year.
Sleeper. Yeah. Snuck up on people at that show.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be great. I was very excited to see them, but the reaction they got was huge and it was great. Culture Abuse.
Okay. Oh, wow.
The
Bay Dream.
Rockers.
Guns Up.
What?
Outlive, bitch.
Is that real?
Outlive.
Yeah, that's weird.
Outlive.
Are you hearing this for the first time?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing, actually.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, certainly I didn't know Guns Up. Fuck.
Yeah.
And to
right-
be honest, I only kind of half knew I was playing, so fuck it.
Well, there you go. So we're somehow accidentally announcing your tour, but sorry.
Yes, that's
It's
true.
mixed up in here.
Yeah.
The Drug Church Guns Up tour.
Oh, would do.
Right after Guns Up, we got this band that Pat actually enjoys. Most Precious Blood.
I do.
The Nothing in Vain lineup.
Yes.
Ooh.
We're not playing the whole record like we did the last time. We'll probably do like 9 songs. Skip a couple.
Yeah.
Because we played the whole record in order the last time.
No, you can't do it in order.
No, I think we mixed it up a little bit because there's some farts in there. But we're going to play like 9
I don't know
songs.
any farts, but there might be some.
There's
like,
some weird, like we didn't sequence it to think of anyone
Right,
ever listening
exactly.
So it's Most Precious Blood, Nothing in Vain lineup. Probably not going to happen very much often.
No.
After
Yeah.
this was kind of a thing. Vain. Right after us. Vain. Vane, not Bane.
Vane. With a V.
With a V.
Victory.
Yes.
V-E-I-N.
So you really like. I'm not suggesting that you're old, but Vane kids are pretty young. You know what I mean? You gotta show them how it's done.
I mean, I think we're okay.
No, you are.
I mean, I think we still bring it.
You do. You bring it.
Bunch of old fat guys, we kind of kill it.
You bring it. Yeah,
whatever, it's fine.
for old fat guys, you're in a tier all by yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we don't embarrass ourselves.
Nah.
We can play along younger people, which is all I really want. And I got like 3 months to get the shit together. I'm going to go running.
Yeah, oh, good.
You're all in for it. You don't know what you motherfuckers are in for.
I mean, you
Well,
and
this is we finally get the battle.
we do.
But we're not playing. I mean, sorry, but you guys are on way before us. Yeah, son. Big dick in it. You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bands before us.
You know what?
Well,
though?
so this is
You're like a show. That's like I say I play with Run DMC. I played like 8 stages over from
I'm
Run
gonna
DMC.
make sure that crowd still has my taste in their mouth. So when they're watching you, they're like,
Shaq style, how my ass tastes.
Yeah, exactly.
This is when we can
There's some palate
debut
cleansers.
the Indecision Who's Drug Church T-shirts.
oh.
It's true. All right. So we got Vane.
I was
very
thinking.
excited to
I was
play with them.
thinking.
Yeah.
Who can I challenge ahead of time so that I can bring them to a place of greatness at this show? And now I know the answer.
Me?
It's you.
Okay. I was gonna. All right, sure. I'm up for the challenge.
Yo, you and I should both exercise nonstop.
You wanna?
Yes.
And we'll like meet in the middle. You'll
Yes.
be jacked and I'll be thinner. It'd be fucking amazing. And I'm just gonna come out there looking like the fucking dude from Harm's Way, no shirt on, wearing a
I mean,
backpack.
at that point, I would just give it up to you. I'd be like, all right, fuck it.
That's it.
Yeah, you win.
Drop my balls on your head.
Okay, yeah.
After Vane, the band that literally owned the entire show last year. No exaggeration.
Yeah, let's just be honest about it.
Fuck everybody. Fuck us for even doubting them.
Yep.
Going into my M&M bag.
Yep.
I don't know what part of Jersey they're from, but they pretty much own the whole state. Folly.
Okay. No,
I've never seen
undeniable.
Incredible reaction.
Undeniable.
Incredible reaction. I am so glad that both times that I'm playing this festival, we
It's
are playing before that.
Yes.
Because we would have gotten burned.
Back to
Blew you
School
away.
Jam 2018. They fucking danced
They
on my
killed it.
expectations.
They were heavier than I remembered them.
I knew they were heavy. I
I knew
that.
they were heavy, but like the ska parts aren't as prevalent as I thought they would be.
No, it's pretty. I mean, it's it's driving moshy music. It
Yeah.
just happens to
It's like it's like technical sort of like Halud-esque metal
Yes,
with
definitely like a Halud moment. That sort
I mean
of thing.
Halud was fucking the
that's true.
biggest thing going at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
And the headlining band Martyr AD.
There
Right.
we go.
I would not. This is Martyr AD. This isn't to get in your head or freak you out. I would not care to play Over Folly
That's very true.
at this particular event. If you were asking me, hey, would you play Over Folly in the San Fernando Valley? Yeah, sure. Like I would
You
do
might
it.
be surprised.
It might be. Yeah, it might be. But in Jersey, I wouldn't do it. So, Martyr, you got to bring your A game,
Yeah.
your Minneapolis hometown game.
Shout out Back to School Jam.
Yes.
Do the damn thing. Jersey City represent.
We're gonna do some kind of
City.
we'll do
Bob,
some kind of
can I ask
thing
you-
that we did last year.
What are you gonna do? Oh,
No, like how
something
we did,
nice.
like-
Oh yeah, let's
yeah,
let's find something nice to raise a couple bucks for something.
Yeah.
What's up?
Ignorant question.
Yeah.
How far is Jersey City from Brick?
My house.
Yeah.
Hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour.
North of you.
No, north.
North of
yeah.
you.
So
So
might
is
as well be a different state.
Yeah. So is Jersey City is North Jersey?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's
No
literally
question.
the city. It's like right across the. You could get there from.
Isn't Newark right across the?
It's right there.
No. Newark's further in, but basically you got to go through Jersey City to get
hit
to
Newark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you could get to Jersey City from the World Trade Center in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, if you're on the
Okay, so-
west side, if you're on the west side low, you're looking at Jersey City.
It's super. Yeah,
Like if you're at the Battery looking across, you're looking at Jersey City.
it's not far.
It's interesting. I always thought that was Newark. My bad.
No, Newark.
No, I mean they're all
further
in that cluster. It's like
So
Newark
there's
and,
Jersey City is the city with big tall buildings there.
Yep.
Then you know where all the ports are.
Okay.
With all the giant containers.
Yep.
If you go straight in from there, is where you hit Newark.
And then is Trenton northwest of that?
south.
Oh, really?
Southwest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trenton's Philly, or close to it.
Trenton's
Closer
the
to
line
it.
where it's like it's not necessarily North Jersey. It's like Central Jersey, but it's closer to Philly. Like people root for Philly teams as much as New York teams there.
Interesting.
So it's like the dividing line.
I'll be honest. North Jersey is kind of a disaster zone to me. I don't know what it is.
So South Jersey.
It's South Jersey got a lot of greenery though. It's
There's
nice.
like
It
this
does.
much of New Jersey that's
It's
nice.
Monmouth and Ocean County,
Really?
and then
I like
north,
some of
north,
Middlesex.
like north.
'Cause
Middlesex is I like people from Middlesex County, But Middlesex as a place is a wasteland to me because there's nowhere good to eat. There's nothing. Like I guess
Some
you can go to Jose
places.
Tejas. I don't
Brunswick's
know.
not bad.
I lived there. It was
where the
alright.
fuck is New Brunswick? Okay,
Middlesex.
That's the middle.
That's central.
Where's Ramapo College? In Ramapo, obviously. Where's Ramapo?
North. That's north. Isn't that the one?
Is that right on the New York border?
Yes. Yeah. Like
okay.
you can get to Sloatsburg pretty quick.
Okay. All right.
Near
Thanks,
Mahwah.
everybody. That was your fucking...
Back to school jam.
We'll read it better next time.
No, I think that was good.
Yo, let's ramble.
You wanna ramble on?
I've got to ramble on.
Well, I'm going to need you to ramble on for a second while I eat this onion.
Yeah, we're all. So we got some things to catch up on. Topics here and there. If we feel like it, maybe we'll jump in the mailbag. The end of the episode today, everybody should check out the Blind Justice live on Axegrind set.
What?
Probably the best, not the best one yet, but really good. Really, really good. Like I've been really excited. We got to shout out Sean Kenny, who's been recording these.
Yeah, shout out to him for sure.
He's doing a great job. He records them live in the studio. If you're looking to get a full record done, he's done some really good stuff too. He does this for us on the quick and low and does a great job and really cares about the craft. So big shout outs to Sean, big shout outs to his band Prospect.
New Jersey hardcore.
Yeah, and he's
Would
really
this
done
be
a
a
lot of
dude
stuff.
that if you wanted a high quality recording and you were in a young hardcore band that you might seek out because you know he knows what he's doing and he has the background
Yes.
to enable that?
100%.
100%.
And he records at the beach.
Yeah, it's a nice,
sold.
it's a nice place. The
Seriously.
the new studio is very nice.
Yeah. In Belmar?
In Belmar, really nice.
Dude, you go to fucking 10th Avenue Burrito, record some records, go see the beach.
Go to Kaya's.
That was very
Chinese
local.
kitchen.
That was very
Don't
local.
hassle me, bro. I'm
Respect,
local.
respect.
Dude, I was short course Sheehan for like 3 years. That's cool.
That's true. Kaya's Kitchen is an OG veg vegan spot. That's of that like 90s variety.
Yeah, put some nutritional yeast on that shit.
Yo,
You
yes,
throw nooch on anything.
I'll
dude.
do it.
I had white rice left over. I put a little bit of Earth Balance. I had like this much left of salsa. Poured that in, and then nutritional yeast. Mixed that up. That was lunch. It was great.
Are you lucky? Are you?
No.
You're lucky to witness. Are you excited to? This is going to be not my last yerba mate, but this will be. I'm saving yerba mates now for like. It'll be like when we record. Perhaps I'll have one.
Like a special occasion.
Right.
Why?
But, what's that?
Why is that?
Because now it is. I just did that 6-week fucking trek across the United States where I'm out of shape and tired.
Yeah.
And now I gotta do like these dudes that shoot drugs and fucking drink and shit. I don't know how they do that shit. I'm tired, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just.
I
fucking,
got a mutual who is a sweet dude, known him a long time. He binge drinks, eats like shit, etc., but then goes into marathon prep and kills it, and like gets in shape. All to day after the marathon, gets smashed, wrecked the fuck up.
See, I don't know.
I don't know how he does it, and he's in good shape.
So to me, the up and down of just not eating well at all for 6 weeks and then coming home and trying to eat well and the up and that yo-yo is
tough.
too much for me. So if I was like one of these fellas with a problem or like, you know what I mean, I'd be
I can't
fucking
imagine how that's the
spent.
problem. I can't imagine people with problems. What was your diet like on Drug Church Tour? What are you guys eating a lot of?
Okay, so we go to Whole Foods every day.
Okay, right.
For
Did
first
you make them?
in the beginning I made them. Now they
Now they're
prefer
with.
it. They prefer it just because
I think if you're a band, that's a good cheat code.
For sure.
It's better than the fast food shit. You probably end up spending a little more money, but you're gonna eat better and feel better.
here's the thing.
Everyone can get something.
Correct. And
If
that's
you want a burger, they got a burger. You
It's
want this, they got that. You know.
It's not just that. It's also, if you are a redneck, as my drug church bandmates are, the most important thing in the world to you, you're like, you go to New York and you're looking for an Applebee's because you want that consistency. That's what Hicks want. You know what I mean? More than anything. And Whole Foods.
There's continuity across the Whole Foods.
Yes, and there's enough that you can that it can meet your needs. Now, they didn't like it in the beginning, but now they see the value of a spot that, oh, you mean a place that we can sit down, everybody can eat whatever they want.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. It's to me, it's a perfect band spot. Which, by the way, people who think it's expensive, it is expensive compared to Taco Bell, for example.
Sure.
It is not expensive compared to Carl's Jr.
Yo, literally anything that's a step up from
McDonald's.
Taco Bell, McDonald's, eating shit at Subway,
Yes.
cheap Subway.
Yep.
Anything that's the one step up.
Which
is the same price as Whole Foods.
Yes, correct. Exactly right. And by the way, once you get into shit that is like, I had Sheets a couple times on this tour. Let me tell you, Sheets seems like such a value. It's not a value if you're on the toilet. Think about the time, the man hours you lose, because all I'm doing is having a vegetable sandwich. There's no reason on earth a vegetable sandwich should make me fucking sick, but it does. You know what I mean? So give me Whole Foods where I'm not going to get fucking sick. Now,
Is it because it's roughage? Or it's because
just because
it's diseased lettuce.
I think it's high processed preservative.
Yeah,
like
bread
vegetables that are. I think the whole thing.
If I had to guess, it's like Cisco vegetables that have been through like a man,
thong song?
like a man made out of chemicals butt. You know what I mean?
If you want a really wild deep dive on Cisco Foods, the largest food distributor in North America.
I don't need to get killed.
Have you availed yourself of
fucked up.
any of the Impossible product?
Like crazy on this tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Beyond Impossible. They're all competing for.
Because Qdoba just dropped Impossible, I think.
I saw that. But there's not, I don't really know where any of those are in New York.
Not too many. There's
Not
a few.
too prevalent. Yeah.
No. You got to seek them out.
Burger King is getting the Impossible Burger nationwide.
Whoa!
Yep. Impossible Whoppers.
I tried the Carl's, whatever that is. It's either Impossibles or Beyond.
Beyond, one or the other.
Totally serviceable. I would put it above a lot of
Does this
potential use.
Does
of
this
Beyond.
make your fast food consumption more dangerous? Because I kind of pontificated yesterday to Amanda that in 5 years every remaining
Yes.
fast food place will have vegan.
Almost
options.
certainly, yeah.
Including Papa John's, who dropped Beyond Crumble, but then people are like, "Cool, this is no good to me till you find a cheese alternative, bro."
Yeah. Not that
They're
hard. to
getting
figure
there.
out. Yeah.
No, it's a step. It's the steps. Support it.
Here's the thing.
I went to Del Taco. I got my Impossible Taco? Beyond Taco?
Beyond.
Beyond,
I haven't
yeah.
tried it yet. There.
Here's how they get you. If since we're talking the culinary, flashback to Epicure. Rachel, so I was out in Death Valley. Well, I was going to wash my hands, but
But instead, I'll have another onion ring. Go on.
Death Valley.
we were out in Death Valley. We traveled for like 45 minutes to a town called Pahrump because they had a Carl's Jr. and we were psyched to get. We got there and they're like, "Yeah, we don't have any more of those. We sold out," which is
Whoa.
cool, but it sucks because we drove like an hour out of the way to get to this fucking place. On that trip, pretty sure that we walked in on a porn shoot.
Nice.
And then
California.
we went to a ghost town, and there were some women undressed with cameras.
Wonderful.
Anyway, yes. And then, so we went to Beyond. I mean, we went to Del Taco before I came home. And so they have like the Del Tacos, like a Beyond Taco. That's like whatever, $2.50, $3, whatever the fuck it is. If you get a burrito,
Yes.
here's how they fuck you.
Okay.
You go, all right, minus the meat, substitute Beyond. They charge you for both.
Yeah. Okay. So
So it ends up being like
yeah.
$7 or $8. And a burrito at a place like that,
Yeah.
not really a burrito.
no.
It's just a tiny wrap.
Right. And Carl's can hammer you the same way. If you get a Carl's that is on the like the interstate or something, you might end up walking away with between a fry or whatever,
Yeah.
and you might be spending like $13.
Sure.
Which is fucking crazy for fast food. By the way, A&W has
Yes.
a Beyond. Is it Beyond or one of them? And
yeah, it's going like wildfire because they saw. I think it shouts back to White Castle, like White Castle's success with those Impossible
trying to order
sliders
some of
went crazy.
I
Get some Impossible Burgers.
shout out to Earth Crisis.
Yeah, I mean, that's really where it all starts.
We put a lot of it on them. And,
Earth Crisis and Dick Gregory. That's
Yeah.
who I would like to give it to.
And yeah, I honestly I'm grateful for all these. Does it up my fast food consumption? It does, but I still only on tour. I don't think I would ever dip.
But in
into it.
reality, I mean, you're gonna have to eat shit because it's fucking 1 o'clock and you're on a highway. Is paying $12 for an Impossible Burger the worst thing?
No.
Rather than
No.
spending $8 in fucking random bullshit.
No,
from
but
the-
here's what I'm trying to say. I'm not doing.
you guys do PDs. You got a little per diems or what?
I think I told you guys, Drug Church is the
Cheapest
cheapest
band in
band
the
that has ever existed.
Smart,
So cheap.
smart with this group.
All right, so you go to Whole Foods. Everyone's coming out of pocket.
No, we're typically using our buyouts for that day. Like
They're at the buyout level.
Oh wow! Excuse me. That's what you have when you're a headliner. They're a national act.
so. typically using our buyouts. So imagine you're getting a $10 buyout. That's nothing, right? There's if you're on a Lady Gaga tour, you're getting a $65 buyout, right? So it's nothing. But
Remember
imagine,
those days?
I do.
The $65.
Oh,
So imagine you're getting your 10. 10 doesn't take you anywhere in this world, but it can take you to a $8 meal without a drink at the Whole Foods.
You ask for a cup for water.
Right. I mean, I get the drink, but whatever. I'm a baller. And then at night,
Thank you to our Patreon.
then you eat at the venue, whether it's like whatever. Pita bread and hummus or whatever,
Chicken salsa.
and then on your way out of town, you stop by the Taco Bell and you spend $2.80, and you're
Old Town Road.
and you're coming in under $10 for the day. Entirely possible. Is it a nice life? No, I would never consider. No, but
nice.
but if you feel like being cheap, you can.
be.
You can.
So
be
I'm going to
really
fast
cheap.
forward. It's November 2019. Things are fine, but you're
Okay.
home.
Yep.
Driving back from your evening shift at Stewart's.
Oh God. So Eric wants me
Wendy's.
to move in with him in Queens. He wants to move into this neighborhood, like right here.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So should I do that in November?
Yeah.
Like
Is it better than Schenectady?
I would.
It
say,
is better than
I would say
Schenectady, is the
honestly,
correct
like
answer.
like getting boils on your flesh is better than
yeah.
Schenectady.
It's better than
yeah.
Schenectady.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest.
Especially for having interests and stuff.
Right.
If you're going to get out of the suicide bubble at some point.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, you might as well. You and Eric in a house together is a good look, I think.
2BR. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm going to pull up Zillow
What if
right
it?
now.
What is the 1 BR?
It's fine. Bunk
Eric,
beds.
And
Right,
Eric and I
he's-
just
he's
live in
cuddly.
bunk beds. God, I'd love that.
You should.
If he didn't have a girlfriend, I would insist, like, hey man, let's just save a lot of money.
It's a long distance, right?
It is. It is.
So just say, look,
I mean, okay,
respectfully,
I'll step
when
out.
she's here. Yeah, right.
That's
fine.
Not a bad idea.
I'll record that other podcast that I do. If you want to get motherfucker. Oh,
would-
dude, there's
so
so
you're
much
driving-
stuff in. Oh man.
yeah. You
Yeah.
got it?
What's the cheapest
Zillow,
that we
yeah,
got in the
let's see.
neighborhood?
Let's see. What are we going for?
Welcome to the Rentcast.
Here, you guys can vamp while I figure this out.
Okay.
You remember Pa Rappa the Rapper?
Yeah, sure.
How was that?
My
Was it
first
a
band
good deal?
covered him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, which band's that?
Turnstile.
Turnstile did. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, there was. I thought you were being a dick.
No.
We get you.
There is a demo somewhere out in the world that
Of
has
you
me-
doing a Pa Rappa the Rapper song.
Yes, under the name Turnstile.
We could be. You could be 3 blocks away from me.
Okay. Yep.
Neighbors.
Ideally, yeah.
2-bedroom.
Okay.
23.
Still.
Can we get down to
expensive.
16?
That's $11.50 each.
If
man.
we can get,
Yeah.
if we can get down to 16,
16
I'll
is
start partying.
16
There's
is
not a
comfort level.
shot.
No.
In New York City to get a 2-bedroom. Get the fuck
No,
out.
one bed and like a loft.
Yeah. A half bath.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you just do the whole like I'll live in the living room.
A
when
friend
I'm
of
home.
mine lived up in Harlem 18 years ago. I think it was $600 a month. She had her own room, but it was like a 8x8,
Yeah.
and the kitchen and bathroom were shared down the hall.
Yo, let's talk about my experience in Vegas. I had the most Whole Foods experience of all time. Dude comes up to me, does the whole paycheck joke, right? And,
Oh, yeah.
And I say, yeah, it's true. And he says, what is it? It's like $8.99 a pound here. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, but I said, I think in New York it's
I'm a
like
baller.
it's like $9.99 or something. So I was like, it's all good. And he's like, you're from New York? I said, yeah. And I thought he was gonna have a bad New York conversation with me where he shows me his like Twin Towers tattoo or some shit.
Yeah.
And
RIP buildings.
yes, and so I thought that was gonna happen, but instead he's a dude that like he works for
Oh, that's nice.
he works for a Hasidic like real estate maybe
this
something
Andrew?
company. No, it's not. But
Jesus.
I told him about Andrew's job. But this guy, it makes you think about that larger world where people that are disparate lifestyles, views, etc., all work together because that's how money is made in the world.
That's correct.
This dude who was like, I worked for him for the last 4 years. Nice fellas. I don't understand them very well. They're Hasids. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah. He's like, they live in like their own little community. I was like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's Williamsburg. Yeah. But we're talking, and when I explained to him what I paid in rent, he called his wife over. He's like,
here.
you're never gonna believe this.
This
Get over
man.
here. Get over. It." Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It was exactly right. Like, you know what I mean? And it made me feel rich because this is the only place anybody's ever been impressed by the amount of money that I spend. You know what I mean? But this dude's life
That's
was,
where you handed him a printout of your Forbes interview.
Right. This dude, I should have sent him. Here's my taxes. But
Yes.
but this dude honestly was so fucking impressed, and I wanted to be like, you have a much nicer life than me, like a way nicer life. You know what I mean? Like, don't be
Skittle
impressed.
away under a rock.
Don't be impressed. He's like, I might go to New York at some point in my life. Firstly, that's odd. Like, look, if you're in the sound of my voice. And in the United States, if this,
I think, yeah, in the United States, you
if
should
this
make
is
it
reaching
right.
you in Senegal, maybe it's tough. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but if you're in the United States and you haven't seen the United States' major cities,
Yeah,
gee, get on it.
I mean, and New York is the most major.
Yeah, get
no
on
question. I mean,
Check it out once.
I told the story
Yeah.
of the woman I worked with in San Antonio who confrontationally said to me, I never want to go to New York City. And I was just like, cool.
it. Yeah.
All right. That's fine.
So to her, I'd say I never want to go back, but I feel like you should see it.
Like, I'm not from New York, so that's cool.
Yeah,
yeah, I
whatever.
was like, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, you were saying there's people down in the shore that have never been to New York.
That's true.
Oh,
I worked a job going to Staten Island, and this is 10 years ago now, from Midtown, and I ran into a fellow who owned a business walking distance from the ferry, hadn't been to Manhattan since '79.
Respect.
Wow.
I knew a guy, worked with a guy who was a Manhattan guy who went to Brooklyn once in his life, and it was like, I hope I never do it again. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's like some Sex in the City shit.
But no, but
We get you a nice 2-bedroom, $2,300, $1,100. You can do that.
what is up with this $1,100?
Have your own space. That's. I mean, I gotta know what you were paying for rent.
Yeah, I don't want to pay it
he
again.
can't.
though.
No,
I don't want
he
to pay it
can't
again.
go back there.
But
That
I
was
mean,
out
you'll
of his
have your
range.
own space.
What could you get for $1,100 in Albany? That's like a fucking ranch.
I think you can
Crabs.
buy your way into
Yeah.
the mayor's office. You know what I mean? Like, you're just chilling.
A
You're
state
chilling
job
in the mayor's
and
mansion.
fucking chlamydia. Yeah, for $1,100.
You could probably start your own Stewart's shop
100%.
You could definitely be a
franchise.
Franchisee.
Stewart shop franchise in Queens.
Yeah.
You live in the back.
Just get more Impossible Burgers into Sunnyside, Queens. Will be good.
You know what? I'm not going to ruin this. My mother actually had a brilliant invention idea that I was like, damn, now I guess I got to help my mom become an inventor because she actually thought
It was
of
good.
it. It was really good.
Okay.
You're not gonna put it on the airways.
Not going to put it on the
Here,
airways.
just
You're
say
gonna
it, but
ruin
we're
it.
Clip it. Oh, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
dude! Don't even worry about it.
millions.
You'll buy a building.
Don't let your dad know about this.
No.
He's out. He's
No.
next.
Yeah,
Burst his millions over here.
we're keeping him out of the pockets. So
What are we talking about?
we were talking about
So
my
where you're
hypothetical
gonna live.
Stewart's job.
Yeah. And if you were driving home, would you stop and
What if I
grab
got
yourself?
fired from Stewart's?
It's low.
Yeah, it is.
But good life experience. Like, what does that feel like? What's the
Low.
worst job you ever got fired from?
I got fired. I thought about this the other day. I know there's people that listen to this that may not think that I'm like a righteous fucking dude. I got fired from. I think I've only been fired from one job, maybe two, and it was a movie theater. And I got fired because a dude agreed to take my shift,
He didn't.
and he didn't. And instead of throwing him under the bus, I was like, "Yeah, I guess I didn't do the right thing there." And they're like, "Well, we gotta let you go." And I was like, "This motherfucker!" And then that guy got fired like 2 weeks later. But like, it was. But anyway, point
That's
is,
where you. That's when you were on your way out. You got the no snitching. time.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly right. No
Yeah.
snitching.
No
Somebody hit
snitching.
me the other day. Somebody grabbed their dick in their hallway in their building, and then the police said, "We think we got him." Apparently, this is his thing.
His move.
Are you willing to testify or whatever? And he wrote the self-defense site being like, I don't know, should I? And I was like, look, firstly, that no snitching shit only applies to criminals. That's not for you.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
like you're a citizen. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, don't delude yourself into thinking that you are a
Correct.
criminal. You're paying. Like, if you're paying taxes, look.
Right,
Let's
you're
get,
paying for these services.
let's get in Patrick's bag right now. Anarchist Patrick would do without all this shit, but if you're
Correct.
gonna pay for it,
If we're gonna live in society,
yes. If you're gonna pay for it, I want all the services.
Are you gonna pay for it?
Well,
he did file taxes. Drug church. You know.
There you go.
Wow.
If you're going to pay for it, avail yourself to that service, right? So, but then obviously there's punk guilt for a lot of people, right? But I was like, yo, it doesn't apply to people that grab dicks.
Slam dunk that punk guilt in the garbage.
Right, for sure.
Right, if someone's selling weed because that's the only way they can make money for their family.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Right.
Someone grabbing your stuff.
Someone
Right.
stole a Reese's cup from fucking Walmart. Cool. Someone grabbed your dick.
Well,
someone touched your stuff.
Here's what I said.
Anything,
Here's
whatever
what I said.
stuff you got.
So
Come
there's
on.
the street shit, which is made up. Then there's punk shit, which is made up.
Yep.
Right. And then there is in my view, then there's like the Twitter social justice spectrum of being like, right. Well, I get it.
Sure.
Police, whatever. Right. I get it. But then there's also that real shit where you're like, oh, I'm not comfortable sending any man to jail. Right. Which is what I got to say when I get picked for jury duty. But
Yes.
but I'm not comfortable with that. However, what I told this person, and you two give me your view, this kind of goes out the window when you're talking about dick grabbing dudes. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yo, that's an antisocial behavior that I don't think is going to be curtailed by anything except for maybe fucking 3 months in the jail.
And saltpeter.
Do
You know
what
what I
you
mean?
want
Yes.
as long as you're not stepping on someone's throat. And that extends to touching another person's body.
Can't be grabbing the peens.
Can't be grabbing a wiener.
Right.
Don't touch
Men, like any genderless wiener, whatever that wiener is, don't grab it.
And unless
requested.
and
That's
unless
a
you're
cool
gonna set
grab.
up, yeah, that's true. But unless you're going to set up your own sting for this guy and then knock him
Yeah.
out, I don't see, like, yo, that's what the police are there for. Like,
And then that dude
congratulations,
that dude, depending on his snitch policy, could get you for assault. So
that's true.
think about that. Do you know his snitch policies?
But-
Are they written on his fucking forehead? I don't know.
I wonder if that cop wore an H2O shirt, though.
Oh, all right. Yo, taking it back because we should talk about that.
Yeah, should we? I don't care about this at all.
Didn't care. Yo, do either of you have a cop in your life, be it family member, distant family member, friend, etc.?
Gonna let you in on something. I'm an Irish guy from Brooklyn. What do you think?
Yup.
Yep.
My best friend, who is a hardcore dude, is a cop in Richmond.
Yeah,
One of my very best friends.
I don't know that I know any cops.
I don't think he likes H2O.
Okay.
He definitely doesn't wear an H2O shirt.
I mean, Dave's a cop.
Mailson. Oh, he's got a badge.
And he definitely has an H2O shirt.
Dave.
Come on, Dave.
He is true. That's true. He's a big H2O head.
Thick in water.
I don't know.
Turn down
I don't
the
know that I know
phone.
any
H2O
cops,
crew.
but I mean I know them. I'm sure I've met many police in my life, but
Firefighters, they're all cops.
fire pigs.
All
yeah.
all firefighters are cops.
Yeah.
All cops are
Then
bastards.
then my whole family is a bunch of fucking pigs. Yeah,
That's right.
So here's the deal. Everybody listening to this, Tom is in this life all day seeing what bad cops do. There's no cop advocate in this room, right? There's no,
No.
there's no, hey, like we're all big cop guys. You know what I mean? It doesn't exist. No
Cop
blue,
man. Superheroes caped up for cops.
yeah, no Blue Lives Matter stickers on our fucking Subarus.
Take that down.
But the fact is that like Toby from H2O taking a photo with a fan that happens to be a cop.
Man.
Here's my hottest take in the world. Are y'all ready for this?
Why the fuck
Are you
you
ready?
care what Toby
Y'all ready
H2O
for this?
does?
Yeah,
Let's go.
That's just base level. That's
Literally, like, why the fuck does anyone care what
Right.
Toby H2O
Because
does?
Right.
people are rooting against him and
Yes,
anything
that's
they
true.
can get him
You're
on
right.
That's true.
is
Yes.
rough.
But
All right.
here's my hot take.
Go hot.
A cop is just a gang member that wears a different outfit to me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I don't
What's up, Ice Cube?
I don't
Yeah, I
mean
heard
that
that before.
I mean, I don't mean that in any sort of like punker than thou way. I mean literally
I mean, a
that's
pig is a horse that can't fly straight.
there you go. So
Mm.
what I'm saying is I have taken pictures with people that are not good people, that are bad people.
Wearing
right?
self-defense shirts.
Yeah, no, more likely drug church.
True. Very true.
Do you mean like gang members?
yes,
or
yes.
Only good people.
Precisely.
Only good people listen to self-defense. Bad ones
Right.
listen to drug church.
Exactly right.
I'm a baddie. You're a baddie. You're
so-
a bad boy.
Yes,
drug church bad boys.
let's say that it is not unheard of for us to be in a room with somebody who has an affiliation.
bad? Yeah, no.
Yes. Okay. So with that in mind, they might not like being compared to cops, but in their private moments, they kind of view cops as rivals in this little game of whatever fucking criminality thing that they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, yo, to me, this is all the same shit. You know what I mean? Like, you just wear different weird colors. Like, you'll notice I keep most of you all at arm's length unless I grew up with you. You know what I mean? Cops, gang members, whoever y'all are, like, and that's me code switching y'all. And the
I picked it up.
Not mean.
and the idea is, yo, I'm not your police. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what you do. So
The only vote in this game is for radical individuality. Go
Thank
there.
you.
No crews. No
Thank you.
crews, no cops, no fucking
Thank you.
affiliations.
Atomized now.
Yeah. All right, so that's our take on Toby H2O.
Yes.
Can't wait for
That
the
was the
next
thing
in the
on-
saga.
Yes.
That was-
Toby.
That was a big thing on Twitter.
Yes.
People were murdering him. He had to go private because people were killing
He
him.
really did. Yeah, he
Oh
really
my
did.
god! If I were him, I would just not look
Bro,
at it for
you're
a few days and let them
50.
all come
A
on in.
dude, and he's doing well for himself. Fucking live.
No, but look, I get it. You do you remember when the guy from Green Day had a freak out and was like I was punk when you were fucking
Yeah,
like
Is that Mark Hoppus?
No, that's a different fella.
Same thing.
So
Billy Joe Armstrong.
correct. Now here's the
That's
deal.
Spike.
Here's the deal. Have I heard a Green Day song that I liked in 17 years? No,
Wake me up when September.
I haven't. But
American Idiot. Come on, bro.
But if I were that dude and I was around at a certain time and my background was a certain thing and I
Bro, were you at Gilman in '89?
thank you.
He was.
He was. And
Sure was.
if that was me and people were suddenly lecturing me on how not punk I was, I can say that even if I was sitting on a stack of $1 million, I would
Fuck you, motherfucker.
yeah, I would have to announce a strong suck my dick. And so do I get why Toby would be bummed that people that claim to be like fans or friends or whatever are like, hey man, I'm really disappointed in this behavior that doesn't impact me on any level and really doesn't say anything larger about you except for your willingness to take a photo. I'm really sad. Would that ruin my day? I don't know if it would ruin my day. I've gone through a lot, but would it make me say, damn, I'm not looking at the internet for a few hours? Yes.
Sure. So, all right, if it's the end of the world, it's the end times, but people are segregated into affiliations of hardcore bands they like,
Okay.
how soon are the H2O fans eliminated from the earth?
They're dead in hours. Yeah.
I said the Cult of Snapcase. They're small, but it's kind of like they're like warlocks.
Oh wow.
People
They make
catch
it.
feelings when you
They
talk about
they have a role to play still.
it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Earth magicians.
Yeah. So
H2O is like first.
H2O's first wave.
Yeah, right out the door.
So don't fucking. First rule of hardcore: don't talk about H2O.
I still like 5-year plan.
I still like the first record and the third record.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
fucking faster than the world. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
cool.
All right.
There's nostalgia there. I also want to say this: Toby from H2O was very good to a friend of mine who's just a little bit younger than me when he was young, and still to this day, when he sees him, remembers him by name, touches base with him, says hello. The shit that you expect from people who are not that dude.
Right.
So that's props. Otherwise, why are we talking? Let's talk about something way less crazy or bullshit. Chromax JM.
Oh. Look.
Jay.
Look. I'm still out here in these streets. I don't need problems with Harley or John.
Well, I want to say this, Harley. I think I messaged with you. I think we would like to have you on. We'll see.
for sure.
Okay.
Love to be in a room with him.
It could be your new
see.
apartment. I'm not trying to get him out of mine.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
It'll be a neutral location.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Because there's two events that have circulated on Mr. Flanagan recently. One is this name thing.
Yep.
So Harley now has the Chromax name.
Yes. Which you guys, that
I'm
was
with it.
unexpected for me.
No,
did not
I
expect it to
expect it.
go
I
that
expect it because the merch thing's been boiling over for a minute, and there's been paperwork floating around.
Okay.
So.
Interesting. I did not expect it.
I didn't expect a resolution,
Yeah.
but there was resolution because I think they all just realized, like, why the fuck are we
Was it
doing
a
this?
settlement?
I think
Do we know?
there was an agreement.
So was that?
So here's my guess. Okay, I don't know. Does anybody know the details? Like in the world, is the open?
I'm sure.
Is it open? Like, can we take a look, or was it a civil case? I don't even know what the
I
fuck
don't
we're
know.
talking about. It must have been.
There was a legal agreement. Yeah.
So okay, so a civil case, so they can close it. Am I right? Like
Yes.
we don't need access to it. What do you think it was? Hey, we could fight about money, or I could take the name. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think? Was it that sort of thing? Was it? Hey,
Like,
I can
we go to court.
I
but
can
like-
audit you for 1,000 years, or I could take this name back.
Right. Or like, hey, JJ, who doesn't have a ton of money,
Yeah.
Yep.
I have money
Yep.
because I have someone in my family who's
Yep.
pretty loaded.
Uh,
Like, we'll go to court. I'll fucking, you'll be dry. I'll dry you out.
Yeah.
So, like-
and if I win, there's no getting back for you.
Right. Like,
And-
I played on all these records.
Yeah.
And if we go back through this, there's a spotty history. If you're just going John versus Harley, John's on half those records.
Yeah.
Harley's on all of them, and writing credits a lot lean to Harley, which he's quick to tell people.
And I also have no idea what playing as the act for X amount of years buys you in an intellectual property argument.
Or
I have no idea.
Or the
Like
next,
it's like squatting
or the
almost.
several
Yeah.
bouts where your act has gone by another pseudonym.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's almost like implicating yourself. Like, oh, why did if you were the Cro-Mags all along, then why were you playing under this name for a
Right.
while? Why
Yep.
were you playing under this? So, anyways, Cro-Mags JM.
J.M. Sorry, he says it in this weird slow way on
Yes,
that
it
video.
does. You're right. Why don't they just call it Cro-Mags Jam?
I don't know. There's a lot going on here.
Because they were the Cro-Mags
John
at one
and
point,
Mackie.
Right.
which makes sense. But our buddy Bo Brady made a good point.
Shout
and
out.
we all
Thanks
talked
for the
about
support.
it, I think, before. Why the fuck didn't you just go for Age of Quarrel?
Yes.
Right.
Then
Easy.
there's no confusion.
Yep.
Like, although if you
I bet they want a little bit confusion
oh, they definitely do. But I mean,
because they can put Cro-Mags big in JM.
But
Yo,
who is outdrawing who in 2019? I'm still saying JJ's drawing more than Harley.
I'm going to say no for this reason, because he's done it for too long. You know
He's
what I
made
mean?
it too regular.
Right, he's made it too regular. Now, here's my hot take. You guys correct me if you think that there's a different way to see this. Both would be worth my fucking $13, I think. You know what I mean? Like, I would go to see
Oh, sure.
either one.
They still put on shows.
Yeah, so
I think JJ's show is a better live act because he's a front man
Sure.
and Harley's
band rules.
Harley's
Very
presence is amazing
Yeah.
with a bass or without, but in the incarnations of the band that people want to see, the material they want John's voice.
right,
And you can't
They want you know
replicate
who
that.
the real reason, Mackie.
right.
If you have
Okay.
Mackie, you
Yeah.
have the fucking key
he's
to the
good.
kingdom.
I do say this. My biggest complaint about the Cro-Mags in this incarnation with John and Mackie was that I feel like Mackie's a superior. I think all the musicians who played are straight up superior musicians, but they started to cheat on the songs a little bit in a way that I don't think Harley would have let them.
Interesting.
Because he's a maniac. I
Yeah,
think he's a
no
dickhead
doubt, no doubt.
maniac. And I don't say that, Harley, if you heard this, I don't mean you're a dickhead personally. I don't know you. But I mean in
want
the
things perfectly
positive
done.
way,
Yeah.
you want things perfectly done, which I appreciate.
Potentially a band dictator, but one we appreciate.
People appreciate that when they see the greatness on stage
Right.
and hear like, oh, you played that song exactly how it sounds on the record, and holy shit, it was great.
But I wonder if like JJ thinks like all that work that they did in the last fucking 15 years, whatever.
Yeah,
They don't want to lose that by switching to Age of Quarrel. So
I
that
bet.
little JM, but it looks. I mean, I saw it on a flyer or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I forget where it was, but it's like it looks like an asterisk.
Yeah, but
You
I
can't even see it.
it's like the trademark symbol.
I think,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like-
there's a smart way to do it. You put the JM large underneath Cro-Mags and make it look like just a straight up design element logo sort of thing, and I think you can still
You can do it. I mean, there's a
really
lot
make
of
it
ways
work.
to do it. I also think another reason for it happening now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget what the Cro-Mags just finished. The John Joseph Cro-Mags. They were just on their biggest tour in forever, which was with Hatebreed, right?
Oh,
I
and
think
they're going out with Clutch and Killswitch.
and I think the profile, the profile of those shows, makes somebody go, "Oh no! Okay, you're doing this. All right, well, here we go.
yeah. I got.
I'm gonna.
I got to do this now.
Time to put the irons on.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't know. My biggest question is, will this, for people who like the band, will this pull the records out of fucking limbo? Will this put the Age of Quarrel on Spotify?
Yes.
Yes, it will.
Harley will
Yeah.
monetize anything he can.
Well, and
he should.
rightfully. Even I would love for some of the money to go to all the correct parties, but
Sure.
do whatever you're going to do. Just get
Maybe that's
some
part
of
of
the
the
classic
deal.
material. Oh, that'd be great. I mean, there's a way to do it equitably. So
So the whole confusion thing is dumb look.
confusion.
Yes, and I haven't lost the amount of money that presumably somebody lost in this last 20 years, right? I haven't. So just take with me with a grain of salt. I think at some point it is best to cut your losses and say that money is never coming back, no matter what I do, right? So let's just get this up and make money moving forward. You know what I mean?
I think this stuff is just so like it's more than just the money's a big part of it, but I think
What these men accuse
It's
each other
pride.
of, there's one accusation where it would be almost impossible for me to forgive another human being. It would
when
be
he got him arrested.
Yeah,
I was at the show. The benefit it wasn't. It's true
Well, it's true that he got arrested.
for being AWOL.
Yes, but I mean, there's no there's no paperwork on who made that phone call, correct? Like it's.
I mean, I'm sure
it's just
they have an idea, I guess.
Right. But I guess what I'm saying is, I'm not a street enough dude to accuse anybody of involved in this, right? So that's A. B. If you try to deny me my freedom, I take it. That's a very serious thing.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like very,
Sure.
very serious, and it would be very hard to forgive somebody.
course.
And I'm trying to forgive everybody. You know what I mean? Like I really am.
Same time, they've played together in the interim.
Right, but that's a funny thing, right?
Yeah.
Money
For
will
a while.
make money will make
The nuance of relationships.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, what happened? I mean, we know what happened, but like, JJ didn't have to deal with any of that, really. Like, nothing happened between, say, whenever the fuck they stopped playing, 2004, 2005, and now
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
to make them stop. You know what I mean? Like, the beef was worse before that.
yeah. But okay, so I don't look. This is
Well, I
highly
wonder how much,
speculatory. But let's say that you get back together. You're doing these shows. You're pissing each other off. You have
Because it's a thin ice
right.
situation.
And let's say that you got into that situation by somebody exercising and saying, "You're not getting away with using this name without me attached. That's just the way it is." Right.
You want to do? You're going to do this band with me? All right, fine. Let's do it.
So.
You're cool with that? Fine, I'll do it. Yeah.
But then somebody pushes you so far that you say,
Yes.
"Sue me if you got a fucking problem." You know what I mean? And that can definitely happen, right? Like you think you can do a thing. It's like people that get together, they divorced, then they get back together,
Yeah.
and it's fucking we're gonna make a run of it, and then fucking 2 years later, it's like I knew I hated your ass. You know what I mean? Like so, I don't know. But
Nuanced relationships.
But they've done
Hopefully
such
it's over.
damage
So, I mean,
that a reunion between the two of them won't
No.
be as big of a deal anymore.
no, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. After the what was that? Irving or Webster? Was it after that situation? I mean,
That was Webster Hall.
I think getting back together is like. It would be big for me because it would be like big of them. Do you know what I mean? I would consider that
Oh, it'd be
big of them.
interesting.
Yeah,
It'd
but
be
if people
very
buying a
interesting.
ticket because it's like, look at you guys being adults, no.
If both bands if both
It's exhaustion.
men
yes.
laid low, if all three men laid low, and just went for that Riot Fest money in 4 years.
4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years of radio silence.
Yep.
Could help mend the fence.
Maybe.
for fans.
If
but
the
I
records
agree.
were out there and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Or you just go because you're like, I need to see this car crash. Maybe they fight on stage.
Right? Fuck.
That I think would be like the big selling point.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, John hits the wrong note. Fucking Harley freaks out, and it's like, oh, there's a brawl on stage.
I think a straight up no. What is it when you can't speak? NDA.
Yep.
NDA. Non-disclosure
Non-disclosure
agreement
agreement.
for 4 years. Plan the reunion, the last Cro-Mag show, and they bill it from started in a year, the last Cro-Mag show ever, 2023, and that's it. Don't sell tickets for a while, but you bill it. But they don't talk. No one talks about it. But it's full original lineup. That's the only way I could see people being excited because there's straight up exhaustion because
Yes.
of the internet fucking melee of this.
You're a good promoter. I think in the meantime we do
Yes.
a Vice does a doc that talks about them mending it. That runs up to the 3 months beforehand.
And I think
You know
it's
what I mean?
and it's 10,000 flashlights on it, but not them.
Yes, correct.
Everyone else,
Yep.
everyone else except the parties involved to give the story because the stories are
Yep.
great. It's just that everyone's been beat over the head with a club, and it's like the way you say it. All right, enough already. All right, like that's I think how everyone feels.
Yes.
So continuing on the Cro-Mag subject.
Okay. Yeah.
tainted age quarrel.
What's that?
You tainted age of quarrel. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really fucking hard to do. There's no other classic hardcore record that's been like, fuck.
It's the most intense listening experience record that I can think of in terms of like the intensity of the sound and what
Oh,
they're
of course.
saying. and
But
doing.
now people are like,
But no, you're right. It's tainted.
yeah, it sucks.
Bummer. Somebody made some bootleg Cro-Mag shirts featuring the artwork from the Age of Quarrel. Have you ever seen this artwork?
Like the OG.
Do uncensored Age of Quarrel inner sleeve. Uncensored Age of Quarrel. It should pop up.
It's the drawing, no?
It's the
Yes.
drawing, but it's a specific part of the drawing. So the drawing is the nuclear explosion, a big bomb going off. In it are the ills of society.
Right.
Some of these ills are drug use. I'm trying to think some of the ones that think are actually bad. Can you just take a look and say what you see.
Okay, let's see. I'm running up against. Wow, it's weird that it drops off really quick. Give me a sec.
So yeah, it's
okay.
good for context.
So there's some dogs fighting. There's some. I guess they're bums.
There's homeless people. There's drugs. There's two men.
Kid getting hit with a belt.
Yeah, two men holding hands.
Oh no, is that two men?
There's two men.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they're bad men. No, you don't think they're bad? Maybe they're bad men. Maybe that's Hitler and Stalin. We can only see them from behind.
Right.
We don't know. Maybe.
What else is in there? Tom, you got it.
There's somebody cutting the head off of cattle.
There's the fucking
the law of
antidote.
karma. Yeah. So the this is showing all these bad things in the world. Some things that dogfighting bad, drugs not bad, yeah. Homosexuality not bad,
not
fine.
Bad. Never tried it. It looks good though.
They especially in that photo. The person who made these shirts made bootleg shirts with the dogs fighting image. And the left chest is the two dogs fighting. It says best wishes, I believe. The back says Chromags. Life's not hard, you're just soft, maybe. Something like that. I can't remember what it says. Or life's hard, so you got to be hard too. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, that's it. Life's hard, so you got to be hard too. These sold a good amount. They're controversial, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Controversial T-shirt.
The original image?
No, this is a bootleg. Yeah, it's a bootleg shirt that someone just made using this imagery. Chromag's never made a shirt of this,
right?
Somebody
may have, but go on.
But he made a shirt just with the dogs fighting.
Yeah, that's controversial.
Is that controversial? What do you think?
Not to me.
Not right. Edgelord. Trademark.
Wait, I don't understand. Is it controversial to anybody? What do you mean?
People are offended by it.
By what? Dogs?
Dogs fight. It's like a dog fight. It's like people fighting.
You
dogs.
trying to provoke me right now? Is that what's going on?
No. This is
you trying to get me off on one?
All right, go. Let's hear it.
Yo, this should go without saying if I'm talking to fucking adults, but apparently some of you are fucking children. Depiction is not advocacy.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a fucking moron. Hold on. Let's just talk about this for a second. This is a thing that.
Original.
I work in comics where everybody's a fucking idiot, so I have to go through this all the time. The end of Animal Farm. You remember it?
Yes.
Okay, so the pigs. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
The pigs are wearing pants. Does that, in your view, do you think that means that Orwell is an advocate for selling out the working class? Do you think that means that he thinks that the pigs should have become farmers because that's what he wants in life, or is it possible that that's the actual fucking message of the piece?
Yes,
is that this is a thing that happens? So
the ills of society are portrayed in this image. The part, to me, the negative is the anti-homosexual message that they have there. That's inexcusable and shitty. The dogs fighting thing is kind of shitty. So they took this image, they made a shirt. Somewhat controversial by people's standards. People are upset by it, but also other people who are like, "It's a fucking shirt."
You see me burning inside.
I see it.
You see me burning. I'm burning.
Harley came across the shirt.
Okay.
Was very upset about it. Let's see. Should we pull up what he said?
So wait.
Vamp on this.
If I take that famous engraving of Dracula impaling people. Do people think that means that my band wants to impale people? What are we talking
100%.
about? What is dumb bullshit?
Yes.
People are dumb bullshit. All right, let's talk about this. Let's see. Where did he delete it? He might have deleted it.
Does everything have to be your sincere feelings on a subject? Has nobody read a book?
I don't think so.
I feel like I'm dealing with the Twilight crowd here. Where it's like, what is this?
I think you are. So it looks like he pulled it down.
What was his beef?
He was mad because he was getting bootlegged.
Okay, well you know what? That's a fucking fair stance.
He also felt like the artwork put him in a negative light, put the Chromags in a negative light,
Right,
and
that they condone dogfighting.
Right.
Okay, Harley, I'm just going to field this one. No, the only people that thought that are people that aren't buying your material anyway because they're too fucking dumb.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just dumb people.
But he got really in his bag about bootlegging versus fan art, and it led to some interesting back and forth on the internet.
There's no way to beat the internet. They're all going to clown on you eventually about some
think
dumb
that's what
bullshit.
happened.
Yes.
And
So-
he was trying to get the person's address.
Yeah.
that's not going to work either. And Harley, look,
Don't do that.
You get grandfathered into a lot of shit, like a lot of behavior that would never fly for a fucking 24-year-old. You're grandfathered in. So when you ask for somebody's address, it's not like even me asking for somebody's address. However, it's still that's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
Yo,
So
I
don't do it.
think he's actually done a good job over the last few years of showing that he's not just that, and these kind of things are regressive.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, they are part
do
of your
better.
personality. I bug out sometimes.
bug out all the time.
You know what I mean?
So
And his whole thing was that like he pays his family with his art, and you're stealing from him.
Yeah,
and
those are all fair topics.
fair topic.
100%.
are you
use the-
feeding your family with your band?
Well, look, that's not our business. That's not our business. Let's take him on face value.
He's just seeing it as a net positive being neutralized
Let's
and
say-
saying I could be giving my
Sure.
children
let's
more.
say, let's say it
Fair.
even, let's say it even just takes them to Cape Cod. It doesn't fucking matter.
Sure,
It's-
but
it's
that
not-
I mean that shirt didn't exist.
right. No, look.
it just
If
can't.
he was fucking that sure can't exist. It
let-
just can't.
we get in this topic because dudes that videotape bands get heat for this sort of shit,
Right.
and I see all sides of this conversation. You know what I mean? Like, so I see, and when it comes to bootlegging shit, I see all sides of that conversation. If I was bootlegging a Cro-Mag's work, and I was making money off it, and he hit me with a cease and desist, I would cease and I would desist.
Sure.
Would I keep the money? Yes. I'm not mailing you the money.
Did Jim
but-
Davis hit you with cease and desist?
No, he doesn't got time for me.
He don't got
He's
time.
too scared.
He's got too much money.
He doesn't want
don't
the
He
care.
does, yeah.
He's okay.
He's got that Garfield money. He ain't worried.
Yeah, he's flaunted by it.
It's
So, what's our underlying message here?
Don't bootleg.
Don't bootleg.
I'm fine with you bootleg.
Don't bootleg people that come to your house.
Yeah, well, I'm fine with you bootlegging. When you get caught, you just stop. That's it.
I like creativity and I like people being creative. I think bootleg culture is way more accepted now than it's ever been.
For sure.
I mean, I bought a ton of bootleg shirts.
Yeah, there's some really
shirts
nice
that
ones.
don't exist.
Correct.
Otherwise, and
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that's okay.
I do
It
too.
is.
I do too.
Like I feel like that
That's the
Cro-Max
creative
shirt
part.
didn't exist. If he was putting out one that was
Well-
the fucking best wishes thing on the cover, the best wishes cover, then you're like, people are choosing between your $12 version and my $20 version. So you're definitely costing me money. But if it's something that never existed otherwise,
Yeah, but see,
that's how I see the
I think it's
difference.
different if it's a band. Like if we were bootlegging, I don't think. Oh, Swizz does have a merch store now, but like I was gonna say something like that. So, Four Walls Falling does.
Yeah,
okay?
we're bootlegging four walls.
We should.
We
And-
should.
And,
There's some really good ones actually.
and so we're bootlegging Four Walls Falling merch. That doesn't exist plainly anywhere else, right? Like
Yeah.
So however, if there was any
bells.
Four Walls Falling merch, and I'm going against it with something that I think is way cooler, you know what I mean? I think that technically that is wrong because
You're creating a market competition
Right.
with the actual versus your.
like your Palehead shirt. There's no Palehead. Palehead is not
fair.
making any shirts.
That-
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So I think that's totally okay. Particularly, and this is not. I know that a lot of you are moral absolutists, and you like to say like if something's bad, it's always bad or whatever. If you're making under $500 on something, it's not bad. Who gives a fuck?
Yo, and there's
just
ways
do
to do it, honestly. Like, I realize if you want to do something, the fear of going to the person saying, hey, I want to do this. I'm not going to make a bunch. I'm not really making a bunch of. If I sell all these, I'm going to make $100. But I want one. I want to make a few, make them available.
Yeah.
That reaching out to somebody who's involved with the thing you're making might say no.
Sure.
And that shoots it down. I understand that. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But I'll tell you that you can try to be cool. And if you do the thing, me and a friend made No Parade shirts, the band who's related to Tragedy, Death Threat, whatever, Tennessee, From Ashes Rise related. We made 24 of them because we love this record. And we just fucking fucked with it. We wanted it. Had the opportunity to make it. We made them. We gave the dude from the band, we went to the show, we played and said, hey, we made these. We made a couple, we sold a couple to our friends to cover our costs. Here's a dozen of them. Cool. And the dude was stoked.
Dozens a score. He's giving those out for
He
Christmas.
giving them out for Christmas, maybe sold a couple to people
Yeah.
he was on tour with, whatever. It doesn't matter. But he was psyched because, and he could have been mad. He could have been like, yo, fuck, why did you
Yeah,
do
it
this?
would've
You
been
didn't give me
a
a
Herbish
purse.
mood.
We could have fucking done some way. But if your intent is positive and your intent is to do something cool, you're going to make a bunch of money. I might feel differently. I'll tell this story. I emailed with Jeff Nelson from Minor Threat. Mm-hmm. Really nice fella. Very good person. And I asked him how he felt about Minor Threat bootlegs, because there's a lot out there.
Yep.
And he had the most cool, level-headed answer about it. He's like, yeah, there's a couple companies that we work with who actually do, make merch for us, I guess. He's like, he makes shirts himself, but like literally I think Jeff Nelson makes a Discord record shirt and one other shirt. Mm-hmm. I don't even think he makes a Minor Threat shirt, but it's the Discord Flex Your Head with Ian singing to the crowd or whatever. It's cool. But he's like, yeah, I don't really care that much. If it seems like they're doing it just to make money, I'm bummed. And that's usually where people try to go after it. But otherwise, we don't really care.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
What are you going to do is a good question.
Yeah.
I'm going to waste my time with this shit?
Right. Or you fucking open the Minor Threat Mart and sell tons of fucking garbage shit. But like, it's the question of what becomes...
Did you see the bootleg self-defense ones?
No, you got bootleg self-defense shirts?
Somebody hit me and was like, yo, is it all right if I just do this design?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, just give the money to charity. And he goes,
oh, yeah,
okay,
yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
I'm fucking done. Sold 20 of them, whatever.
Yeah. You remember when we were supposed to get self-defense shirts?
Is that true?
No.
Yeah, it was the logo shirts with all the different logos on it. Yeah. You just fucked up.
Well, no. You fucked up for wanting one because the internet tells me that they fit funny.
You put them on comfort color?
Yeah, I put them. Apparently, I put them on all style. Listen, folks, a shirt's a shirt. I don't fucking know what to tell you unless it cuts your skin.
Yeah, we need to step back from shirt culture a little bit. I'm good, thank you.
Are they vegan? What are they?
Let me look. I'll tell you.
Mustard and onion.
No, you can't.
I don't fuck with honey.
You can't. And
they're so raw.
They look all right.
So Cro-Mags, do better. You're arguably one of the most important, great hardcore bands of all time, and I think there's two generations of people who just think you're lame and whiny online, and that's a bummer.
It's because I don't love them. I don't feel the way that you guys feel. Like this stuff doesn't impact.
Because it's not a disappointment. It's a disappointment.
Exactly.
It's like, oh,
right.
There are bands that you like that have had similar type of things.
Oh yeah, it's possible to bum me out, but this one doesn't. Like, do I think that these two men who seem very like interesting guys on their own merits and have things to say and shit, do I think that they should probably find better uses of their time? Yeah, but you know what? I also don't live their lives, so like maybe they got. I don't know.
What else do we want to talk about today?
We were talking about ahead of time. We were thinking about talking about non-core, but is that its own episode? What do we want to do?
Could be its own episode. What else we got?
Let's see what else.
Oh, you know what? I want to touch on two things. Let's do subgenres.
Okay.
And epitaph for that.
Okay.
So you asked the question that we've kind of been talking about.
Pre-production
on the podcast.
Do we want to do it
separate episode?
Oh, that might not be bad. Might be.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll do this part and then lead to that. What are subgenres? I think you posed this question.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure. Subgenres that you wish you knew more about. Now, I know that sounds crazy because we're all capable people who can just dive into something if we care to. But it is hard if you... It's hard if you're starting dry on something.
Yeah.
And like I run into this with comic books. A lot of people... I think comic books are about as powerful a medium as there ever been, right? Like,
true.
But there's people who don't even know how to fucking read a comic book. They look at it.
We're daunted by it, intimidated.
Right.
And then you open it, and then there's a revolt, kind of a pushback to it.
Right. So it can be like that if you didn't have exposure to something at the age that maybe we would say you should have. Right. Sure. So like, I was thinking about it, things that I wish I knew more about. You know what I mean? And whether that's
as one does.
Is there any that stick out to you guys as something that you're like, even if you don't like it, right? Like
sure.
Like one time I spent a day reading about everything about the evolution of house music. You know how much house music I like? You could fit it on a fucking like a 1996 thumb drive. You know what I mean?
So for me, a lot of times when it comes to this, I thought it was cool the way you phrased it and put it out there. To me, a lot of times I'm curious about when things come back in vogue. So two examples I think of are Yo, Tom, you might be this. You too, Pat. Like, did you see the band You and I?
Yes.
Did you? They might not even made it upstate.
No, but no.
Like page 99.
Saw page 99.
Seisha.
Did not see Seisha.
Like I saw a lot of those bands, and there's others in that world, like more deep cuts that I just stumbled into seeing, and then some 8 years after I ever heard anyone mention a peep about them, all of a sudden these are names people are saying.
Oh yeah.
And now that's been 10 years gone now, and there's still a thing. There's still something people reference. And so to me, it's like, what was the ground zero for this? Why did this come back?
Touche.
And it's sometimes like that's sometimes just one person
Yeah.
or one band
picking it up.
and picks it up and just pushes it out there. And that's fucking wild to me. So that's one example is like that late 90s stuff that like I was around for and I saw and I didn't have much of an interest for. You know, it's like, oh, I bought this record because they were good, and then I brought it home and was like, it's not really great. And I mean the same thing for like the Billy Club Sandwich world. Like what's that, Castle Heights stuff,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like you'd
again-
go to a show in a Pope Mobile and just check it out.
Well, right, and I've seen, I saw a lot of that stuff, you know, and it just, but then it turns out that it's like, oh, this one dude or this 2 or 3 dudes big upped it, and then there's a whole generation who are like, this is what it is. So that kind of stuff fascinates me. So subgenre that I'd personally want to know more about that I don't know about, man, the LA punk scene in the early 80s, in like 81 to 83, outside of Black Flag, is really interesting because there's a
That's
lot of,
interesting.
it's the post Golden Voice era, it's the post punk era, and it's like there's still stuff going on, but it's loose, and there's a lot of little bands that are going on, and the shows still can be big, but there's just a really mixed scene. So like I know a good amount about it, but I think that whole world is fascinating because that's at the point where all the LA suburbs, be it Oxnard, Ventura, Santa Barbara, and Orange County, and go inland, all have little micro scenes that are starting to fucking really pop off.
I'm currently looking for one of the few Brooklyn Screamo shows I ever attended, which I thought was Zagoda, but maybe I might be totally confused. But yeah. So the worlds that you're talking about, I am equally blank on. Screamo was a thing that I was supposed to be steeped in because those were the bands that Self-Defense or End of Year at the time would always end up playing with. They all sound exactly the same to me. There's like maybe a couple things that ended up on Ebullition that fall into that space that
Right.
I like slightly more. You know what I mean? But like for the most part, that shit is the same fucking shit to me. Like it is the same way that some people hear grind and go, it's all the same shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's how I am with Screamo, and I don't know that I have an interest in it. I don't know that that's a thing that I'm trying to get to the bottom of.
Yeah. What about you, Tom?
I'd probably go Crust.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know like it's like the stuff that I listen to or I've checked out, I like. But again, like you say, going in dry, it's like trying to fucking catch up on Game of Thrones. It's almost like too much.
It is.
You know, and I feel like sort of a poser because I shower every day. It's like a whole thing.
No, new crust showers.
Is that the thing?
Well, I define it now, so yeah.
New Crust.
Yeah.
Crust.
It's like new Pepsi.
Yep.
But I mean,
When
I
did
think
crust break?
What's that?
When did crust break?
You know my view. Fucking like 1990 crust broke. Like I think crust is way over. But I'm waiting for our listeners to hit me with current crust that they think is worth it. You know what I mean? And I don't hear anything outside of like, you know, like when I do European tours, if I'm still playing a squat someplace like Italy, there will be a crust band on the bill. You know what I mean? Like invariably, the crust exists. But in the U.S., I don't run into it really ever anymore.
on your headliners. They're not playing fucking shows with barricades and fucking high door prices, bro.
No, it's true. It's true.
You're not playing ABC everywhere.
It's true.
To me, there was the crust revival of the Stadium Crust stuff.
Yeah.
Right, but that was still 10 years ago, right?
It was 20 years ago.
Oh, God.
Like, I think, like, Chaos and Teos has now not been a festival for 7-ish years, 6-7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think that was like, that wasn't full on crust, but you could still find remnants of it.
Yeah.
But I think that was more like crust observed.
Yeah, I don't know the delicate way to put this because I'm not trying to insult anybody.
I'm trying to find the breaking point.
Yeah.
But like, I think
That's when... okay.
like
so
when
you said-
hardcore, and I'm guilty of it as I'm wearing fucking khaki shorts here. When hardcore kids really discovered crust.
So it's tragedy.
Tragedy, From Ashes Rise, etc. From Ashes Rise putting that record out on Jade Tree, it's fucked up that people cite it as like, oh, that, like, no, it didn't. It's a great record.
Yeah.
But it might have broken crust because it
Interesting.
opened the doors. And I made this argument. Man, somebody who emailed us, when they emailed us, there's another emailer about the 5 for 5. They tried to cite, said Integrity was a band because of Systems Overload that defined, or Seasons, defined the era of 95 to 99. And I said, I don't think so. One, because by the end of that 95 to 99 range, Integrity was dead.
Yeah.
Nobody had time for Integrity.
Yeah.
And they had basically broken up, et cetera, et cetera. Two, the person cited like, oh, Integrity was this hardcore band who was starting to pull in Japanese hardcore influences. I was like, you're right. They cite it. They say it. You couldn't get that material.
Right.
It wasn't easy for the average Integrity fan to walk in the record store and get a Gauze
record, right.
or a Gizm LP or whatever.
Yo, so here's a question.
Until some years later, 2000 to 2003, 4, all of a sudden you could download that stuff.
Okay, so that was my question. That's probably when that stuff entered my sphere, right? Like the early 2000s.
Yep.
Sure.
Is that the advent of Soulseek? Is that Soulseek hardcore? Is
Soulseek had a huge influence in things because all of a sudden everything's accessible, so things are no longer columned, no longer kind of segmented. If you wanted to listen to the pre-tragedy bands, you could. Oh, you want to hear Cop Out, you can. Oh, you want to hear all of the Judgment records, you can just download them. You want to hear all the Forward records, you can just download them. Previously, you had to find out who to get them from, who to order them from Record Shop Base. Before that, you didn't even know. Like, all of a sudden, on top of Soulseek, access immediately and free, online web stores were available. Curating it, allowing you to know. Labels like Dead Alive made it accessible for hardcore kids to get to more of the dirty stuff. Hardcore Holocaust was huge. And so I'm one of these, I'm a guilty party in this, in that I found all this crust stuff that I was like, yo, this is really good. And especially at that time when the alternative was the more AN or Bridge 9 type stuff, some of which I liked, and I wasn't like embarrassed of it, but you were able to see both sides of the spectrum and access it easily instead of having to just sift through and find like, oh, do I need to buy Slug and Lettuce and then like go through all the ads and order some of these records just to take a chance?
Your memory's spot on. Soulseek was 2000.
Yeah.
Wow.
And by 01, 02, 03, it's popping.
Yep.
You know, it was big too doing the like band name / mega upload. It wasn't.
Oh, right. Yes.
What was the other one? What was the other main like file?
Media Fire.
Yes,
Mediafire.
Mediafire.
Yo, that era goes a little late. It starts in
later,
that same,
yeah.
It starts in like 03.
You're
but, like,
correct. You're correct again, by the way. 2003.
But then it goes all the way,
a
like,
million users on.
Think about this. We used to sit at our apartment in Albany in like 08, 09, and just sit there and just download records all day off Blogspots.
Yep.
Because you could.
Yep.
I have a hard drive, probably a terabit of shit that's just like, here's all this stuff I got for free.
Yep.
And when they cracked down on that is when streaming stuff came to light, and it just pivoted it.
You see, iTunes is dead.
Yeah, they're just
rebranding.
reskinning.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just. I asked some people who would know and care, and they're like, just
Yeah. It just needed a.
went to Mako,
Yeah.
new slap of paint.
Yep.
So that's my answers. I think crust broke when hardcore kids discovered it, but there was no, like, the dude Brad Boatwright, the dude from Master's Rise.
Yep.
Is like heavily involved in all the fucking newer hardcore records. Like he does mastering for a lot of the records that come out of like Taylor Young's studio.
For people that, so I want a plurality of talent out there that people can go to, but so if you've got a guy that you love for mastering, then by all means. But for our listeners that play in stuff that leans heavy, Brad is pretty fucking top notch. You know, I mean, it's there's kind of like a heavy dream team out there that I'm certain many of our listeners probably are aware of, but it can be. I want you guys to think about something. This is a off the rails hypothetical. You are Hicks. All right, close your eyes. You're Hicks. Okay, but you love hardcore music, right? And,
I'm there.
And you and your friends get together and you make a heavy ass band with you, like. But there's got to be some Pantera because you're fucking Hicks, right? So
obviously.
So, but because you grew up in the, also you're 20. Right?
Whoa.
Yeah, you enjoying life? No.
Yeah, I am. I don't have any rules. I smoke cigarettes.
Oh wow! All right, so you guys are huffing gas.
Yeah. Snorting glue, huffing gas.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. That whole thing. Now here's the deal. You grew up in the streaming era, so you don't read liner notes, so you don't know.
I don't own media.
Yeah. So mastering. First, what is mastering? Most kids don't know, actually, right?
What are you even talking about?
Right. Correct. And then, secondly.
This shit's heavy as fuck, bro.
How would you know who to go to? Because you don't have any fucking friends. You're a hick, right? Like you're not you're not plugged into a scene. And these are the kids I think about all the time. That like Tom talks about the fact that his early records weren't mastered because who knew the fuck what that was? You know what I mean? So
you were not alone.
And those were Sunset Park hicks. You know what I mean? And one of the
we had friends. We had records.
Right. So my point is. That
where do you go? How do you know, and what do you know to go? That's something that comes up to me about a lot of these kind of things. Like, how do you put out your own record?
Right.
Should I put out my own record? Why should I do it? How do I book my own show?
Yeah.
How do I book a tour by
Which
myself?
might sound totally remedial to a 34-year-old that's listening to this. That I get it, yeah. But
this might not sound remedial to a 26-year-old because they just never did it.
Right, true. But mastering is one of those.
Mastering is 100% in the recording process. So go ahead. What is the difference when you hear your unmastered? Okay, any of you who have friends who are in bands of any kind, I know there's some. If you don't have any friends, email Axe to Grind. We're your friends.
Oh, don't.
No, I said that you're uninvolved. I'm going to send you unmastered self-defense tracks versus mastered.
Okay, yeah.
You're going to hear the wizardry.
Yeah.
It's
louder.
It's louder.
That's a great way to put it. It just also makes you sound like a real record, if that helps at all. So, and it doesn't matter what kind of music you're playing. You could be chokehold, and your record is going to sound better.
You'd be just fear. You know, you'd be fucking like a D-beat band. Like
it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Mastering is a process by when it's done well,
leveled up.
It is going to make you sound fuller on the spectrum. It's going to, in theory, it should make you. It should play to your dynamics. Although I guess that's a weird question to bring in an actual mastering engineer because they believe that they're always being asked to undermine dynamics. But whatever. Point is,
right. You're not there for the mastering.
Typically, no. Right. Very few mastering engineers want you there at all. Which
is pretty crazy to think of, like you're working with somebody or several people for the entire process. Then you just hand it over to the shadowy figure, who does one of the more important parts of the whole thing.
Yes,
and then they just send it back to you.
Yep, and
you go, or you go, sure.
Or if you're on a much higher level than the kind of acts that you and I play in, your label may pay a dude up to 10 grand to send sample masters of things, and then you reject them and go with somebody else for more money. A band that we talked about on an episode very recently did that.
Yes.
And so repeat that.
So
when you get to a high level,
yes,
where lots of
but like
we record an album, you and I, right? It's that duets that we've been talking about.
Sure.
And we're happy with the recording.
Ebony and Ivory.
We send it out to
Ivory and Ivory.
Yeah, exactly. We send it out to a mastering engineer. or our label does. After much talk, we
Right.
want this guy. He did Metallica.
We want Alan Douches.
Right. We get it back.
Dude.
You and I don't like it. We reject it. Now there becomes a process at the record label of, okay, well,
We already paid for it.
we paid for this. We're willing to lose more money on you, but we're not going to pay somebody to do the whole album. Let's get samples, and then you guys lock down. But each one of those samples is not free. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, a friend of mine who does business management for engineers, it is not uncommon for a mix or a master. And when I said 10,000, that's a mix. But it's not uncommon for a mix or a master to be totally rejected by a band, and then you enter this weird world where some of the acts that this guy business manages, a big chunk of their income is work that they never do. It's just, hey, I took the money to provide three. I mixed 3 songs, or
Right.
I mastered a song. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got paid for that work, and then the band rejected it. That goes in a vault somewhere that never sees the light of day, and the band's budget continues to soar.
Right, but you still did the work.
Oh yeah,
It
you still
just
you still did the work, but
Wow.
it's never reaching the light of day. Mixing, that happens a lot. Mastering, the price tag isn't as much, but it does happen. Yeah, and
So people record and then don't mix with the person they recorded with.
Very often.
yes. So I don't want to use anybody's name. A band that we talked about that is a non-core or fake hardcore act that I've talked about recently. To my knowledge, 3 different mixes that all cost a lot of money. Could fund any release that you and I have ever done twice.
Wow.
And then it is, and then I think also rejected masters. So
Wow.
So that happens. Like I said, mixing costs a lot more, but
Yeah,
master,
it's more time. Yeah.
but mastering still happens, and it's a wild world. So, but mastering is essential. Mastering is cool. And you should find somebody to do it well if you are a young hardcore act listening to the sound of my voice.
I.e., Brad.
Brad Boatwright would do a great
Boatwright.
job for 99% of your needs.
So, Cross, what about you? What are your subgenres that you're more interested in? Do you like to dig into?
Third
wave ska?
I sold a comic book pitch the other day by saying it's the power violence of comics. So now I've got to. I was like, I should
Now you
really.
gotta live
I
up
was
to
like, I
that
should really
tag.
find at least one power violence band I like.
Okay.
What about Regional Justice Center?
I do enjoy Regional Justice Center.
Yeah.
However, the parts of Regional Justice Center that I really enjoy,
Are the non-grindy.
posers,
yes,
yeah.
and those parts I think are great. I think
Crossed. No
In
comment
fa-
or crossed out.
Crossed Out's okay.
Okay.
Infest?
So Infest is weird because Infest is like one of those things I'd totally love to watch.
Yeah.
If I put it on once a year, that's a lot for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No comment. I think you should explore just a little more. Weird shit. I don't know. There's more.
Spaz?
Guyana Punchline. Maybe check out.
No.
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 I was trying to get him on some weird shit.
A funny thing.
Fuck
That
on a beach. That's what you should listen to.
that was well, Guyana Punchline was the intersection. Tell me if I'm wrong. Of power violence and screamo, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Because it was the kids
A
with the
bit,
screamo.
Which for a
hair-
while, it was a lot like
Yes,
that.
there were parallels. Yes.
the
Very
kids with the
basement-y.
screamo haircuts that then like
It was the Spock Rock era.
yes.
Yeah.
I saw that shit live in South Carolina, like a bunch of those type of bands.
S Factor 4.
I saw Orchid on tour with Lightning Bolt. And
Jesus.
I forget who opened the fucking show. It was eye-opening because there was so much dog shit going on that people were pretending to love. And I'd love if you were
Dog shit and pony show.
and this is no disrespect to the Orchid dudes. I love Will, but like if any of you were at that show must have been Charleston, South Carolina, in whatever year Lightning Bolt and Orchid went out together. And
Why were you there?
And Lightning Bolt,
End of year?
no. This is before that. I think this is
hell were you
early.
doing?
This was high school spring break to Myrtle Beach. I got sick of everybody
Yeah.
and just went for a drive.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So, and then I
Isn't
ended
it weird to think about him driving?
Yeah, him coming down here driving.
ended up at a
know.
record store.
Yeah.
Found a flyer.
Met some kids with a Spock Rock haircut that
Yeah.
were like, oh no, we don't do that mosh and stuff down here. We're into emotional violence, emo violence. We're into emo violence.
Haven't heard that term in a long time.
And and then took me that night to the Orchid lightning bolt show with somebody else opening. And if anybody here was at that show, please contact me because lightning bolt, people pretending to like lightning bolt was one of the funniest
They're still
fucking
relatively
things.
popular, though,
Yeah,
aren't they?
yeah. There's a clown born every minute.
They have had a moment for sure.
But here's my point. It was fun to watch because the band broke down their drums while they were playing them, and that's entertaining. But people nodding their heads as though they were getting anything out of it.
There's a groove to this?
Yeah,
Like, not
fuck
happening.
you fucking posers. But if you were at that shit, let me know. And if that was big in that area at that time, write us, let us know, because that is a funny
When would you
moment.
think this was?
1998?
We played in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
Indecision, Orchid, Blood for Blood.
Fuck.
Didn't go over well. And then Virginia again, we played with. It was Most Precious Blood, Cro-Mags with Harley and John,
Wow.
Page 99, and Majority Rule.
Okay.
It's fucking weird.
Majority Rule had a couple tracks.
Oh, they're great. I mean, they're great, but I'm saying like that's a weird combination.
Yeah, for sure.
Weird combo.
But that stuff is dope.
But those bands were bigger than the Cro-Mags.
That stuff is dope.
There in Baltimore. Maybe that was Baltimore. It might have been either Baltimore or
Yeah,
Richmond.
Baltimore could have been.
So anyway, that is I don't know anything about screamo, almost less about power violence because
What is happening here?
I don't know. I
What is
sent you that nice photo.
Oh, Jesus. When did you send that? Oh my
10
God.
seconds ago. So
Speaking of Spock Rock,
yeah, my
it's-
hair's not doing great.
Were you wearing a hat? Yeah,
You rubbing balloons
that's
on your head?
that's the worst thing when it happens to your hair.
Yes,
can't
not
control
looking for people at home. I just sent the group chat a photo.
I'm not
going
going
to
to share it with anyone.
I mean, I don't give a fuck.
post it
Whatever.
on the Instagram. We're
But-
gonna post it on the Instagram.
Next week. I'll post it at the exact minute mark at where we're talking about this on the Instagram.
Yeah, please.
So go check it out.
So where the fuck we're at? Oh, okay. Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Could you name more than 10 power violence bands?
Well, it's like
Yes.
When is the drop off? When is the drop off from quality to totally unimportant?
there's
think after 10.
tons.
You'd say 10? You'd say you can get to 10 good,
Known?
meaningful,
There's
known.
this band running for cover from Buffalo that was, 10 years ago now, but they were fucking great. And they're in that kind of world. Mind Eraser. No, it's like,
just-
where do you decide it? It like
Because I
it
feel
hits
like
power
Infest is
violence.
considered power violence, but I don't
not.
really think
It's
they are.
straight-
They're just
it's the
hardcore. That's a
thing.
little too fast.
Like no comment. I think true power violence is where you start to be like, what's true, what's not.
Slap a ham shit.
Slap a ham shit, but like even
Some of
that,
that's fastcore though, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is where we're getting into
Spaz
weeds.
is like,
Spaz I always thought was fastcore.
yeah, it's because they're not like no comment and crossed out are power violence to me. Some Man is the Bastard, but then some of it's not.
You gotta have fast into a remarkably heavy part to me to be power violence, correct? Like there's no just being fast.
Yeah, I think, and then you can have dirginess. Like Mind Eraser's close, but Running for Cover was good. They're really good from Buffalo. If you
Going
let me
all time?
sit with it, if you let me sit with it, I guess I could get to 10-ish.
Devoid
but
of
it's
Faith?
tough. Yeah,
Monster X?
Monster
No,
X.
well, Monster X, sure, but Devoid of Faith, I think falls more broadly into a crust sort of thing.
because Drop Dead doesn't fall into it, but they have moments.
That's interesting. Oh, now we're in
in the
double
weeds.
weeds.
I'm trying to think.
Call Andrew. Let's just live call him. Let's see if he
Let's see if
picks
he
up.
picks
We're in
up.
for a treat.
There was a comp called "There's Nothing Quiet on the Eastern Front."
Yes.
That was like my foray into grindcore.
Oh
into,
yeah. Wait, what's yeah?
I'm gonna pull it up if I can.
Yeah, please. Yeah, there's a lot of hard, what counts, what doesn't count.
I always felt like Infest was just like
Hardcore, but fast.
accidentally
what's
too
going on?
fast.
Yo, can you name what do we want to do? Do we want to parse Drop Dead? What kind of music does Drop Dead play? Quick.
Fuck, Jesus Christ. Thrash crust.
Thrash crust. Okay, that sounds
Not
accurate.
power
actually.
violence, right?
You would not call it power violence. Accurate?
Right. That was my answer
Crust
too. It's
violence.
Crust violence. Okay.
Monster X.
What's Monster X play?
Um,
Parody music.
Yes.
parody grind.
See, that's the other thing is grind comes in too, and it's tough. Name true power violence bands.
How many power violence bands can you name?
Spaz. That's the only one I can think of.
Oh,
Spaz.
okay. So
No
Spaz,
comment?
So Spaz is not just fastcore.
No, I think that's before fastcore.
No comment.
Did you hear that? No comment.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he's got a better one, go for it.
No. The band. No comment.
Who cares?
No.
No idea what that is.
Crossed out.
Okay, go down the list. Crossed out. Infest.
Infest. That's another good one. Yep. There you
Okay. Infest power violence. Okay.
Is Neanderthal in there? What else?
Neanderthal. Yeah.
Okay, Neanderthal.
Newthrush,
Newthrush. Oh, he's actually a Newthrush fan.
go. Isn't that like sludge or some shit?
Black Army Jacket,
Those are like borderline. I was thinking of those.
because they're all. I'm looking at this comp.
So,
CR.
It was just cool.
CR, no.
oh yeah, are you a
think
CR
so?
fan? Yes or no?
No. Not
Yeah, I
they
love
like
it.
more hardcore. Yeah.
He actually loves CR.
I love
I do
CR.
too, yeah.
CR's great.
So okay,
I'm making bootleg CR hats. I'll send you one, Andrew.
Andrew, Andrew,
Hey, Bricks, did you hear that?
can you can you?
They're gonna
do you
look
think
really
you could
cool.
find
He'll get-
10,
I'll send him one too.
10
one?
crust bands that are worth a fuck.
Oh, yeah, let me
You ever
see.
see that?
Yeah, I did.
Like
Absolutely.
right now, like current or altogether?
All together
All time.
in the history of music.
I
Maybe Ass Factor 4.
Do you think?
could get to 8 confidently, but I'd be like kind of lying to myself if I went past there.
Maybe.
Okay, so that's my
Reversal
thing
Man.
is
I
that
listen to that.
with all of the genres we're talking about, getting to 10, this is a nice exercise. Let's
That's a
build this
10.
into an
Oh, this
exercise.
is going to be
Because I
built
feel like
into
a
an
lot of those
episode.
bands are sort of like combat wounded veteran.
Yeah.
No, and it's like
Palatka.
right. And
That-
do they
see,
fall into?
that's its own subgenre. I
Right.
can talk about that. I actually know a tiny bit about that.
But I think that's a little bit of both.
Yeah, no, it is.
Who's Seeing Red? Not
okay, Andrew,
Not power
Seeing-
violence.
Seeing Red,
Not
what is
power
it?
violence.
I don't even remember them.
Yeah.
Reversal
All right.
Man.
So actually, I saw Reversal Man. We can talk about that in a second. I embarrassed myself. Andrew,
Thank you.
We're gonna have you on the episode where we say, "Can you get to 10?" And then
It's gonna be a game show.
it's gonna be a game show. We'll have you back.
And then
Oh, that's
when
a
you
great
don't,
game.
if you can't, you get shocked in the balls.
So yeah, Reversal Man.
Can You Get to 10 is a great game. We're going to do that soon.
That's tough though, right?
We're going to do some specific subgenres and go from there.
because
And we'll have like 3 judges, and you hit the if it's
because
not.
that's the thing, right? How much do you want to bet that we all lie to ourselves in some way? That we all throw something in that is purely sentimental and not good? Do you
Sure.
think, do you
Maybe.
think,
I don't know. It's tough, though. Like,
But I mean, or just these fucking weird straight. It's like so close. Like that's
many-
not fucking grindcore. That's this
Right,
core.
right,
It's
that's
like,
right.
holy fuck, it's the
Grindcore
same
versus power
shit.
violence is a really tough one.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is that we
fastcore.
we're even though we are fairly nerdy, we're enough adults that we don't get
Into the weeds
we're
too
letting
far.
each other live on all that shit.
Sure.
Yes.
But like the idea of can you get to 10 fastcore bands that what would the criteria be
able
that
to.
are worth a fuck? Because that's how I would put it.
that are recognizable by name.
Oh,
I mean, if you get to 10,
You might
they're
not
probably,
need to know it, but you like, oh yeah, I remember that name. I
Give
know
me
that
one
name.
to start with.
Scholastic Death.
okay.
Oh dear God, I would have no idea where to go. I couldn't even get to 3.
That's no, that's not a subgenre. That's a fastcore band.
That's what I'm saying though.
Smack.
And
Oh, yeah.
actually, hot take among the fastcore bands that I think is good.
They were good live. I didn't like the records.
Despise
Reagan
You?
SS.
What about Despise You? What are they?
They're power violence.
Black SS.
They're
That's
hardcore
fastcore.
punk. Yeah,
That's
fastcore.
fastcore.
Yeah.
All right, I got that. All right. Monster X.
Black SS was actually good, underrated in their
Very
day.
good.
They had a moment.
Yeah,
Rochester or purely Syracuse?
I think they were purely Syracuse.
that
It
might
might
be
have
right.
been. That was a weird
There
time
was a
for
dude who
Syracuse.
booked shows in Syracuse.
It was a
That might
weird
be
time
right.
for Syracuse.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck, cool dude. What was the? We've talked about it. What's the other one from up there that I thought was really good? Fuck. They were
Plagued
they,
with Rage.
they were fast
No,
and they
I
were
love them.
from
Sure.
Western New York
Buffalo.
and they were good. I forget what the fuck that was.
Oh,
Fast from Western New York.
Yeah.
Not Black SS. Oh,
From Rochester?
They might have been Rochester. We've mentioned them on this program,
The
but
Disaster.
no,
Attitude.
No, what attitude?
Not bad business.
Anyway,
Yeah.
hold on. Let's
Another
scale back.
Breath.
Let's get.
Was that the band that just reunited, or was that the band from Louisville?
No,
Another Breath is a
Another
Western New York
New York
band
band,
that
Did a reunion, yeah.
recently. Yes,
All right.
but they're not fast.
Sorry. So this is led
Spark
to
lights to friction. That's
Not
what you're
fast.
talking
What
about.
are we? We're doing fast.
Achilles.
Earth Crisis.
We're really
do
getting further
like
from
those.
fast every second.
All right, so we are going to do that game. We also are going to. This is an exercise for y'all. If you give us good responses, maybe we'll do it on a regular episode, or we'll just do it on Patreon. Epitaph Records. What Epitaph stuff do you actually like? Because we did this. We're going to go through it on an episode. I don't know. For a label that's so iconic, if I remove Bad Religion, I think it's less than 10 records. But maybe not.
Yeah.
I'll take that challenge, Bob.
Okay.
You'll say 10 for sure.
Yeah.
I might be able to get to 10, but I think I'll be squeaking.
I'm squeaking at 10, I think.
If I include Bad Religion, literally 3 of my favorite punk records ever are
Well, that's the thing. Including Bad Religion, for me, it's like,
cheap.
well, yeah, it's easy. Like, I definitely, because there's 4 or 5 right there, right? You know, like, at least.
Sure.
Like, maybe 6, and then all of a sudden it's just throwing Punk and Drublick in a couple. But for a label that's so big, gets 10 with Epitaph Records that you like. We're going to do the live Blind Justice set now.
Okay, quick question about
Yes.
that. Your opinion, Blind Justice, underrated?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah?
And I have no bias. I mean, I love those dudes, but like, he's got a little bias.
Yeah, he's
sure.
a
It's
little
like his
bit,
little brothers, but like, I feel like they're underrated, and if partially due to their own.
Sure.
If they toured more, I mean, and I get it. They're adult and they have jobs. I mean, I totally understand why, but like, I feel like if they got put in front of crowds all the time, they would kill it because
They
they're
win
an
people
incredible.
over when you see them live.
They're an amazing live band, and I can't tell you how many people that I've known of like an older set that were like, dude, I didn't even like. I've
Listen
seen the
to-
name, but
yeah.
but that I've gotten into it because people have talked about him here, and
Their
I think
two LPs are fantastic.
they're great, just straight ahead, fucking fun hardcore.
Okay.
And when you listen to this live set, I want you to listen. One, they're having fun, but 2, listen as body clicks from being silly, having a fun time, to just shredding vocals. So thank you, everybody, and enjoy
Thanks,
Blind
Blind
Justice.
Thank you.
Welcome to Live on Axe to Grind. I'm your host, Bob, and joining us today,
We got me, Mike Bobby, and the Blind Justins.
Blind Justice in the studio. Mike Body, will you tell me how you got the nickname Mouth?
I think some people just saw me doing some things with my mouth, and they just started calling me Mouth. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so when you thought about and think that was the right thing to do, how did you feel when you first got it and it made sense that you looked around and said, fuck man, this is what it should be?
I mean, technically, if we're gonna go that route, it was really the marshmallow soup that made me bring up, my roots to the tree, and when the leaves fell, it was more along the driving on the pavement, but you don't park in the parkway, but you drive on the drive. It's a long story, but
Absolutely. All right. Yo, tell us your first tour. What was the first tour you ever went on as a child?
As a child, I think it was Def Leppard. Nah, it was Born Annoying and Malfunction.
Tell me one good story from that tour.
There was a lady who wanted to actually forget the lady. You know what? I'll do the lady. She wanted us to buy her socks.
Where
So-
was that?
It was Vermont.
Vermont. Socks. Did you buy the socks?
No, she followed us around for a while, and then someone told me I had to take her to the van, and I didn't. But then an old guy, Gary, found us in the hotel that same night, and he shit himself. But we were carrying him around in like one of those wheelie things with like luggage, and we
cart?
we pushed him really hard into a door. And he fell over, and then we ran away.
What's he doing now? How's Gary?
Oh man, I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Well, now last 2 questions left, but this last one, give me one funny story about every other member of Blind Justice. Start with AJ.
Okay, so Andrew's not gonna like this one, but so
Yo, he's got the best face right now.
There's so much.
so he one time we were leaving the skate park and he said, yo, I got to shit. And I was like, all right. He's like, no, I got to shit now. so we move over, so we pull over and we're in front of someone's house. He gets out of the car and he bends over and he makes his face. I'm like, oh no, I guess it's happening. And I've never seen shit leave someone's ass that fast and hard. It shot out. It shot out so fast. It blew my mind, and it was remarkable.
All right, Matt.
Okay, so one time, me and Matt, we were in an airport, and we went into this bathroom, and there was this dude. He was just talking to himself in the stall. So Matt got on his back, and he went into the stall, and he started talking to this guy. And I was like, Matt, what are you doing? And he's like, dude, this dude needs help. So I said, what does he need? And Matt's like, oh, I don't know. He's like mumbling to himself. I'm like, get out of there, man. And he wouldn't. So I left him there. And then the next time I saw him was in the United States.
Nick.
I've seen him get really high and then disappear.
Take a nap. VB.
VB? Oh, forget Nick. Ryan.
All right.
Ryan decided it was a good time to get to VB. He's like, okay, like Ryan's the worst at directions.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls up Google Maps on his phone, and it'll tell him to turn right. He'll go straight. It'll tell him to go left. He goes right. So it ends up taking us like 2 hours to get anywhere we go. So he decides that to take us on a ferry. So we got on a ferry to go to Virginia Beach, and we were really late to the gig. And Nick gets really high.
All right, last question. Why is hardcore different at the shore than it is anywhere else?
People just get it. That's it. That's it.
Everybody, this is Blind Justice.
Why? Look who's the real one. win. I won't let you win.
What do we do next? I don't know. I'm not ready. What are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Let's do it
Just fucking-
first and then discuss. Just saying, man. You guys know what the fuck's going on. Ooh. Back.
All right, I'm calling it.
No,
We're playing skate rats. Let's go. I called it. I'm calling it. I'm calling
What are we
it.
doing?
Hear me. We're doing skate rats. Yeah, go. Leave me alone! Causing nagging bullshit, bad and weakness exposed! Only you, you're always right! Fuck off, put a bit to the fuck out of my sight! Following me, I'll fuck up and I'm not getting better! The stupid fucking down me, I'm begging forever! Alright, I'm calling it. Never enough.
What?
I said never enough. Do I got to repeat myself?
What? Never enough. His body wanted to do never enough. Alright. So that
It's
doesn't
my
matter.
show, and I'll call the shots.
I'm just gonna say it. If I start singing and you guys fuck up, we're done. We're done, so.
sucker.
Alright, fine. I don't care. Yeah? You have cast you out, you have my will, you got short style.
Let the fans choose. What do you guys want to hear? We want short style. We want short style. We want to hear some short style.
You guys want to hear short style?
Yeah. We want to hear it. We want to hear it. Play short style.
What? Louder!
No one to stop us. Nothing to prove. Do what we want. Live our life. Sure they should. Yeah.
What do you guys want to play now? Just do more? You want us to start over?
My will. Okay, I'll play my will for all the kiddies out there. Staring down on high, try to bring me down from the strong to lie. Bringing my blade, protecting my will. I believe things with the thirst to kill. Overpowered, but I won't give in. Pushing the struggle and fight to win. More the battle and running the storm. Throw your worn out and get out the bar. I turn to push back, you ready to fall. Now I roll back and give it my all. No mercy, cause you show no love. I can't stop, although you had enough. Get down! I love my voice. Too long, I've been held down. Too many times, I've been taken advantage of. You pushed me this far, and I'm not going back. My turn to win, no chance to fight back. Never give in. Always fight back. Be on the rise. Be on the attack. Never give in till your fears are down. Push through to fight back. Always on the rise. Always on the attack. Listen, kid, why don't you get in here and use your fucking vocal cords?
Alright, what do you guys want to hear? From the crowd, what do you guys want to hear?
We wanna hear it all, but
We don't know any old ones. Let me see if I can pull up some lyrical content. They look at each other like they want to play something, but they don't know what to play.
What?
Baby shark.
don't know how to think, never gonna act. in my face. Your back on me was your final mistake. Can't break me down on your skin. I see what you mean. Watch you run from what you used to be. Study yourself that you refuse to see. You're so hard at what you're going through. Looking yourself, your resentment grew. Yes, you out. Cut you down. You gave, you break. I give, you take. You never was a better man. You'll never have the upper hand. Go to yourself, it's easy to say. All of your bullshit weighs down on me. Lost yourself, broke your soul. You take, you take. I give, you take. You never was a better man. You'll never have the upper hand. You break it down, you're full of fear. You burn your world, made it disappear. From the thing you want, only wanted more. You're scared of a man, all to the core. And the crowd was on.
We're already pulled over. We can't pull over anymore.
My best. Uh-oh.
Trying to tell me how to live my life. Thinking everything is black and white. Who are you to say what's wrong and right? This is how I choose to live my life. Think I care what you say to me? We'll live for you, I'll live for me. Menace to society. Want to be your enemy. Fuck you and all the things you love. I've had enough to hear. I had enough. Shut the fuck up. This is somebody else. Live by your rules. I don't give a fuck about the things you've done. Separate myself from you. I want nothing to do with you. Don't care what you think of me. Want to be your enemy. You're killing me.
I know, it's enough.
What are we doing? Yo, that one's unusable.
Yeah, both of them are.
Jesus Christ.
That's enough. Oh my god, dude.
Is that it?
Why the fuck didn't we just come in and play this song if we grabbed? Dude, he fucking was calling it audibles. What the fuck do you want me to say?
What did I do?
He's in my ear, never enough, and you're like fucking burning down. I'm like, what the fuck? He's gonna say a different song, and then we're gonna start, and he's gonna go, what the fuck?
You think you can stop us, kid? We're gonna win this war 10 times out of 10.
Show. Yes, it's supposed to kind of be. That's the idea, actually. It's a live set. Well, it makes none of them work.
Can I play the guitar in the USC?
Yeah, let's go listen to it. No one can hear you. Let's listen to it. Fucking shack off.
Are we done?
We played good.
Every time I looked over at you,
There was literally.
every time I looked over at you,
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me real good. No, I like this place. It's my home now. Alright, I'm talking. Alright, you want to hear some spoken word? I'll give you spoken word. I'll tell you a little about myself. I grew up in Mississippi. I grew up on the wrong side of Mississippi. The kind of Mississippi that you want to tell your pee about the zippy. You hear me, kid? No. Let me tell you a story about a kid named Jay. You don't want to know that story. I won't tell you that story. So I'll tell you about a kid named AJ. The boy's always shit himself. He can't stop. Oh, fuck. Alright. AJ's here. I want you to know one thing about him. If you thought that was bad, you should smell his dick. The cheese around it. The cheese around his dick. It musters in my car. It's been mustering for years. It doesn't stop, it doesn't go. Get away. I said get away. If you thought that was bad, you should smell the cheese that's under his ears.